Testing, test. Hey, there we go. Mic's working now. That was weird. That was weird. Okay. Hey guys. Oh boy, that's awkward. That's awkward. Oh boy. Anyway, good morning everyone. This is Jake from Switchaboo.com. Welcome to Switchaboo Live. Today we are going to be checking out a game I reviewed all the way back in 2021 called Henchman Story. This is this game also won Switchaboo's Hidden Gem of the Year that year, so hey, this game's pretty good. Henchman Story is a visual novel where you play as a henchman for a very, very, very bad supervillain. It's it's a fun, like, comedic kind of thing, so hopefully you'll enjoy, because I thoroughly enjoyed it myself. Also, for those of you who are currently watching this live, yes, I am aware that Twitch says I'm still playing Mumbo's Quest. That is something I cannot change. I still do not have full access to the Switchaboo account. So I have to wait on Bruno to actually get back from whatever the heck he is currently doing, so he can help switch it up for me. God, this whole thing has been so annoying trying to get this channel set up for affiliate, so people can actually, you know, sub and you know, help support us and all that. Anyway, let's start this up, shall we?
Yes, yes!
There he is, the best character in the game.
For the invincible Lord Bedlam! Excellent work, my brothers and sisters. At long last, the first phase of my master plan is complete. Now, gather the spoils of our conquest, so that we may return to our fortress post-haste.
So you want all these pet supplies stacked in the truck?
Yes, stack the pet supplies in the truck.
Yes, we're stealing pet
Okay,
supplies.
just double checking, because there is a
Man, that's
lot
such a
of dogs
cool
here,
look
and I'm
for
just
a
not sure
villain,
resale
though.
Value is worth the back strain, you know? Oh, and do you care about organization? Like, should we sort it by animal, or...?
Just load the boxes! If you please, Van Conrad.
Right. Sure. God damn it.
So this Stan is the player character, by the
Dave.
way.
Can you help me with this?
Oh, sure thing, buddy. Try lifting with your legs. I hear that helps.
Thank you, Dave.
I meant help me lift the box, dude.
Oh, gosh, no. I'm a squad supervisor. I'm supervising.
Thank you, Dave.
But I believe in you, Stan. You can do it.
Thanks.
Great work on that box, buddy. Way to go.
Let's see. It's better be worth it.
Better be worth the effort. What are we even ripping this place off for anyway? Did they not honor one of Lord Bedlam's old coupons or something? We'd better not be eating this dog food. Baloney I can endure, but I'm not eating kibble for it.
Kibble for what?
Hey, fellas.
Hello,
Doing
nurse.
Some late night shopping for Fido, huh? That's cute. What kind of mud is it? Looking at the two of you, I'd guess something like a Yorkie, maybe a teacup poodle. But that's way too much food for a dog that you could carry around in your purse.
Oh, he's a super Saint Bernard? So yeah, he's huge, massively big, eats a ton, shits are just, you know, gargantuan. Are you a dog person? Let me guess. Frenchie? Corgi?
Pitbull. But seriously.
Oh, she's a pit
step
mummy.
away from the
Alright.
truck and keep your hands off the kibble. This puppy chow heist is over.
Oh, gosh. Oh, this is going to ruin Lord Bedlam's whole plan. I've got to warn him.
His plan? What about my plan? Hey, get back here!
Thanks for your commitment to the team, buddy. You've got this.
Yeah, sure thing.
Oh, really?
Also,
Why
I
don't
think
you
the
show
game
me
audio is a
exactly
little
what you've got,
low.
pal?
Hold up a sec. Oh yeah, that is low. Hold up a sec. There we go. That should be better. I know some magic
Let's
tricks.
see. I do know a few magic tricks. Some are even good. Have you got any cards? No? That's okay. I can work with change too. Just no dimes. I've got fat fingers, so sometimes I drop those.
Hey, what a coincidence. I know a magic trick too.
Oh, really? You know, it's always great to meet a fellow enthusiast. A lot of people make fun of it, but it takes real talent. What trick do you know?
It's called Stop Stalling and Surrender Already. Heard of it?
Nah, I haven't. Care to explain?
Doesn't ring a bell.
Well, it just may ring yours in a second. So what's it gonna be, Sunshine? Are you gonna come quietly or not?
You know I'm not paid to take option A. Well, here goes nothing.
Left, right, faint left, but attack right. Faint left.
Bet you won't see this coming!
Yeah, that didn't work. So yeah, just immediate, just like you know what you're getting into. It just immediately just sets up the whole thing perfectly. So yeah, quite a few people actually worked on this. See, nowadays everyone wants to be a superhero. See them posing gallantly on your newsfeed and you think, sure, they're cool, but I bet I could be that cool too. I'll just do some sit-ups, start drinking diet soda, add a little extra radiation to my coffee, done deal. Thing is, not to crush your dreams or anything, but most people really can't. Even if you catch that 1 in a million break and land some superpowers instead of cancer, it's a long shot at best. If you're some powerless schlub like the rest of us, no chance. Do a billion sit-ups, change your diet, whatever. When a bug hits a windshield, doesn't matter if the bug's been hitting the gym. It goes splat all the same. Trust me, I know better than anyone. This is me. No, not the big muscly dude. That's Captain Commander. Or was it Captain Commodore? One of the captains. Anyway, see the guy flying off the page there? In the purple? That's me. My name's Stan, and I'm a henchman. Captain Whatever wasn't the first person to punch me in the face, and he probably won't be the last. At least this time I got a free 6-pack out of the deal when the guy saw I made the cover of Hero Weekly. Hard to drink it with a broken jaw, but, you know, it's the thought that counts? It's the thought that counts. One of these days I'll learn how to speak English. That guy in the creepy looking mask is my boss, Lord BEDLAM. No one's really sure what he's the lord of exactly, but he's usually polite and he pays us, so we don't ask. Supervillains don't always socialize with their henchmen, but Lord BEDLAM likes to every once in a while. Says that because we're a smaller operation, we have a family mentality. Not sure I'd go that far. Being a small-time supervillain outfit means that we steal from pet supply warehouses, and that if some pet-themed boomerang... That's pet-themed. If some animal-themed boomerang breaks your elbow... God, I can't speak today! Why? If some animal-themed boomerang breaks your elbow, you have to wash the blood out from your uniform yourself. It doesn't mean that my co-workers are my brothers and sisters. I don't care how many times Lord BEDLAM says it. Mostly, I think he just wants to show up for a game night and pretend it's not weird. It doesn't help that the mask kinda gives him an unfair advantage at poker, not that anyone's ever had the guts to bring it up. Honestly though, it could be worse. We've got food, 4 walls, salaries, and healthcare. I mean, not good healthcare, but you take what you can get when you get your ass kicked for a living. After spending a few years drowning in debt, a job like this seemed pretty damn appealing. You know, moral quandaries aside. Also the frequent pain. Hey, morning, Damo. How you doing this morning? See, like I said though, not every day ends in a superpowered beatdown. Most of the time my life is pretty normal. Well, from a certain perspective. Issue 1 instead of, you know, like chapter 1. That's fun. There you go. This is my room. It's a little cozy, but it's as nice as anything I had in college. Plus, I get it all to myself. Tired, very tired. I know what you mean, dude. Like, I had a coffee this morning. It's like, oh, I'm all ready to stream. I'm actually like up and awake for once. And like 10 minutes beforehand, coffee wore off and I just crashed. Watching someone play Infinite Fusion. Ah, fun. Been testing that myself for a future stream. See, Lord Bedlam did some research, and I guess henchmen that live in private quarters perform 15% better than henchmen that live in a barracks. It's all about that psychological stuff.
Man.
I guess private bathrooms don't affect performance or something, because we don't get those. So after I wake up, I grab my towel and toiletries and head to the locker room. The locker room isn't bad. I mean, it definitely smells a little funky, though part of that is my fault. Did get tossed into a garbage can a few weeks ago, after all. Also, sometimes the hot water in the showers cuts out for a second, so you end up yelping like a small dog and hopping around naked. That's super fun. Oh, nice. Looks like a god game. Now I just gotta save up for a gaming laptop that can run it. Yeah. Even then, it's not going to run well. It is still a fan game, after all. It's still got quite a lot of hiccups. They're really focusing on, you know, just getting the actual fusion stuff done before actually finishing, like, the game, like, performance-wise. See, anyway, the line for the showers is always pretty long, so I start by heading for the sinks to brush my teeth.
Morning, Stan! You're looking chipper as usual.
Yeah, if it smells funky, now we know where Funky Kong is. He's been missing from Mario Kart for a while. We found him. He's in the showers. Not everyone has your pep, Dave.
Well, Dave, we can't all have concentrated sunshine flowing through our veins.
Why not? The world would be a better place if we did, don't you think?
That's a debatable theory.
Now, I know what you're thinking. Positivity is great, right? Who wouldn't want more of that? Well, after spending enough time with Dave, I can say with certainty that there is a positivity threshold and can be crossed. By the way, on my end still says Super Mumbo Quest. Yeah, I know Damo. That's something I can't fix myself. I still don't have full access to the account. Waiting for Bruno to show up. He's currently busy with something, but like he's the only one that actually has access to the account who is, you know, up and available at this time. Like, other than me, but, you know, like I said, I still don't have full access to the account. Still streaming this from my account being redirected to the Switchaboo account. It's weird. Like, the thing is, it's like, I think we're not going to be able to fix that, like, on my end until we actually get, you know, Twitch affiliate status. Which is really annoying, because that's taken a while.
So, pop quiz for you, buddy. What's your assignment for the day?
Well, we don't have an operation, and today is Tuesday, so that means I'm guarding a door.
Yay, fun, guard duty.
Correct! You're assigned to guard the classified Level 4 research chamber. I'm glad that I could count on an experienced guy like you for something so important.
Well, I've guarded it every Tuesday for years, so yeah, I guess you could call me experienced. I'm a regular veteran of standing next to a door.
Not just any door, a Level 4 door, and Lord Bedlam has entrusted its protection to our team. It's a big responsibility. By keeping that door safe, you keep Lord Bedlam's plan safe, and Lord Bedlam's plans are going to help all of us. Doesn't it feel great, you know, to be a part of something bigger than yourself?
Man, this is one thing I really love about this game is, like, the voice acting is actually, like, just so good. Because, like, it's a visual novel, so there's, like, not much, like, animation or gameplay going on. So if there's one thing you have to nail, it's the actual voice acting, and they did a fantastic job. See, most of the time, henchmen fall into one of two categories. Either they think of it as a job, like me, or they're generally brought into the supervillain's cause or cult of personality. Dave is definitely the latter. I'm almost certain he has a Lord Bedlam tattoo somewhere. Like, I don't mean some wrist or ankle thing. I'm talking lower back.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Well, can't do such an important job smelling like this, so I'm gonna go take a shower. See you after assembly.
Looking forward to it, buddy.
Hey, there he is. Hey, Bruno, you mind fixing things for me, man? Thanks, dude. Don't worry, it's fine. See, after showering, shaving, and putting on my snazzy purple uniform, I head to the main hall for morning assembly, where we'll all be addressed by Lord Bedlam in person. The hall itself is pretty massive, of course. It has to be, since it doubles as a hangar, as anyone could tell by the grounded jet helicopter hybrids that sit parked in the hall's east side. It's definitely more than enough room to fit all of us comfortably. After all, we only number about 200 or so, which is a lot less than some of the bigger supervillain outfits. At the far end of the hall, there's a small stage with a podium set up. A massive screen with a live feed of the stage sits above it, along with a full lighting rig, like you'd see at a concert. It's also some kind of ominous computer, but I've only ever seen it used for DJing at company functions.
Good morning, my loyal compatriots.
Here he comes. Listen to the squeak. Someone's like cranking the thing to like lift him up on stage. I love it. Mercifully, Lord Bedlam's arrival distracts me from memories of Dave dancing to folk synth fusion music at last year's Christmas party. Not that the supervillain's ascent from beneath the stage is any more graceful. Okay, got it. Sorry, fam. It's fine, man. It's fine. I know you have a life of your own. You don't always need to be here for me. I understand that. I get it. Quick, get the WD-40. WD-40, it fixes everything. I don't know why he insists on making an entrance like this. In a world with superpowers, the stage elevator just isn't that impressive. Maybe he just gets a kick out of it. And some of the guys eat it up.
Woo! Yeah! You're the greatest, Lord Bedlam!
Does he really react like that every morning, you ask? Yes. Yes, he does.
Thank you. I love the enthusiasm.
I love you, Lord Bedlam!
All right, maybe just a little bit less enthusiasm. Teeny bit.
Sorry, Lord Bedlam.
Who's the chump that doesn't appreciate theatrics? That's the player character. His name is Stan. Oh, God.
Yes, well. Moving on. Today is a normal Tuesday, so you should all know your daily assignments. If you've somehow forgotten, consult the laminated schedule you received at the beginning of the quarter. If you lost your schedule, see Sam Leonhardt in HR and she'll make a new one for you. But the printing fee will come out of your paycheck, just so you know. I mean, they're laminated after all. That's not free. We do have some injury updates for you today. First, the good news. It looks like John Kess will walk again after that encounter with Muscle Master. I know we were all pulling for it.
Oh, good for him.
The bad news, Mace apparently has no idea who he is following his 7th concussion at the hands of the Shrouded Avenger, so he will not be returning to work. His family has received a fruit basket. For some lighter fare, we do have a birthday today.
Oh, I love the writing in this game.
Congratulations to the Bacon Bruiser, who joined us in June after that unfortunate waffle iron incident forced the Breakfast Bandit into retirement. There will
No
be
light
some
clapping.
mini cupcakes in the East Break Room to celebrate.
Ooh,
Please
cupcakes.
feel free to treat yourself to one between shifts. And it looks like that wraps up our morning announcements. So let's go out there and work together to make this a great day. And remember, the secret cabals, juntas, and unfairly moderated LARPing message boards that manipulate our society must all be destroyed!
He's the best character in this game. I am so glad that, like, the game is centered around working for this guy.
They will pay for their crimes in blood! And when my master plan comes to
Is he
fruition, we
Alex
shall be
Jones?
the ones to exact the toll!
He's Alex Jones if he thinks he's a supervillain.
Then we shall rip out the diseased heart of modern society and replace it with a newer, better heart of our own making! A heart that actually enforces the rules about period-appropriate clothing and has no limits on caps lock usage. So says the invincible Lord Bedlam.
All hail Lord Bedlam!
Happy Tuesday, everyone. Go get him.
No limits on cap lock usage, I'm in. It's the best supervillain. Yeah, I won't dance around it. Amiable or not, Lord Bedlam is still definitely a supervillain, and what we do is in a bit of a moral, well, black area, I suppose. It's for a good cause, I think. The whole pain blood thing was totally a metaphor, though. Lord Bedlam isn't about killing people. He does have that line, I made sure. After everyone files out of the main hall, we scatter to the far corners of the facility and start our workday. Today, that means I need to take a long walk to the south wing. It's not exactly a scenic hike. The sights are basically what you'd expect from a hidden underground fortress. Stone walls, metal doors, no windows. Still, it's nice to move around a little, considering my assignment. When I arrive, I find said assignment exactly as I expected. The middle door I'm guarding is just like all the others, except it's labeled 1385. There's a retinal scanner and a keypad next to it. Also, as expected, Dave arrived before me and is standing at rigid attention. Judging by his ragged breathing, he ran all the way here.
How's the door doing, Dave?
All's quiet so far, luckily. You're 1 minute and 35 seconds late, you know. If you were 8 minutes and 26 seconds later, I'd have to mark it down.
Noted. I'll remember to teleport next time.
You can teleport?
Yep, but only once a week, and only if I have a breakfast burrito with mango habanero sauce in the morning. Think you could hook me up? You know, for the team.
Well, gosh, Stan, that's outside of our team's budget. But if it will keep you on schedule, then
I love how he
golly,
takes
I'll see what I
everything
can do.
seriously.
Thanks, buddy. Oh, and it helps if I get the one with the green packaging. You know, the one with the cactus mascot that wears the little sombrero.
I'll see what I can do. I've got to go check on the new guy.
They
first,
don't have
though.
burrito budget,
What
what's
was
the
his
point?
name?
Yeah. But like no limits on caps lock usage though.
Not sure, but he insists on calling himself Sith Player. He's taking this whole henchman thing very seriously.
Well, of course he is. It's serious work, Stan. So be sure to stay vigilant and keep an eye on that door, buddy.
You got it, boss. That's me. Super vigilant. But not vigilante vigilant, like villainously vigilant.
I'm not sure how much of that Dave heard, since he's already halfway down the hall on his way to check up on the rest of our squad, but he gives me a thumbs up as he turns the corner, leaving me at door 1385 to ourselves. So my day of standing in an empty hallway begins. Seriously, on Tuesdays it's pretty much all I do. Since it's level 4 clearance, almost no one ever even uses the door. Oh, guess I should explain. Level 4 clearance means that basically only Lord Bedlam or specifically approved henchmen have access. In this case, it's a handful of engineers, and they rarely show up. Whatever's in there is apparently very important, but it doesn't get a whole lot of love. Doesn't make sense to me, but I'm not paid to understand it. I'm paid to stand here, doing nothing. Yippee. Might think I'm living the life, getting paid to stand around, but it does come with one problem. Boredom. Mind-numbing, agonizing boredom. So when Dave drops by to do his rounds, I find myself trying to start a conversation. Doesn't always work, and sometimes I regret it. Still, I feel like if I don't at least try to make my brain function just a little, it'll just shut down on me one day.
Hey there, buddy. How's your day going? All your tasks on schedule?
Hold on, let me check. Yep, door's still there. So my sole task of standing beside it and waiting for someone to actually use it remains right on track.
Well, that's just swell. You're always on the ball, Stan. Was there anything I can do to help you out? Maybe get the facility crew down here to give that door the old spit shine.
I think the door's shiny enough for now. But do you mind if I ask you something? Non-work related, I mean.
Sure thing, buddy. Daily chats with the team are an important part of being a squad supervisor, after all. What's on your mind?
Ooh, Oh, excited for game night?
So I know it's a few days away, but are you excited for game night this Friday?
You bet! Playing games together is a great team building exercise. I read that online.
Good for you, Dave.
What game are we playing this week?
Well, for me, this is Spells and Swords Week. I run a campaign with a squad every other game night, remember?
Yes, Stan is the DM.
Ooh, sounds fun. Can I join?
Ah, crap. Why'd I tell him that? Of course he was going to invite himself. Sure, technically he's asking, but he's also technically my superior. It's not like I can say no.
You sure? I thought Lord Bedlam and the squad supervisors
I
were
respect
playing
it.
poker.
Well, yeah, of course you would. You're a DM yourself.
Yeah, but I didn't do so well last time. I don't think poker's my game.
Don't feel too bad. Poker isn't anyone's thing when Lord Bedlam's playing.
What do you mean by that?
Just that Lord Bedlam is very, very good at poker. As you'd expect from our brilliant leader.
Yeah, he is pretty good at things. But that's okay. I'll be playing Spells and Swords with you guys instead.
Damn, it's worth a shot at least. Oh well, I have to warn everyone else so they can be ready. Dave doesn't exactly grasp the whole in-character thing, so it takes special preparation. After the last session he played in, he ended up buying a gallon of chicken's blood to cure a curse that a witch had put on his half-elf bard. Still not sure if he was planning to drink it or bathe in it.
Oh, what kind of character should I be this time? Oh, how about a squad supervisor? Is that a class?
It's
How about
cleric,
a
maybe?
They're sort of like a supervisor.
So they make sure everyone is on time and
Ranger.
focusing on their work?
Never be
No,
a
I mean,
ranger.
they help support
Ranger gets
everyone
no
and
love.
Keep them feeling good. Supervisors aren't supposed to do that?
Oh, Stan, it's okay. Being a squad supervisor is a complicated job. Not just anyone can understand how it works.
Can't believe he's giving me the "you'll understand when you're older" talk. Please don't let him try to ruffle my hair.
But, oh, okay, so clerics make people feel better by encouraging them.
And HM plays a ranger in our group, and I swear it's 80% of the party's damage. Oh, has he got, what's that skill? Is it Colossus Slayer? No, that's Warcraft. I've been playing way too much Warcraft. It's like a Giant Slayer or something? Or it, like, takes extra damage if, the enemy is already damaged. Yeah.
No. Well, you can do that too, but they're more like doctors. Magical doctors.
So that seems like the only really good skill that rangers get super early on.
Oh, okay. I don't know. One time I had to make Kowalski a splint in the field, and the doctors told me I should never try it again.
Well, luckily this doesn't involve making a splint. You just cast your spells and your friends get healed.
Whoa, that sounds great! If we had a few clerics, we wouldn't need any of those stupid doctors, huh?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's free healthcare.
You're telling me. That'd sure make things easier.
Yeah. I'll go ask if we can hire some. Great idea, buddy!
Oh, they're not... I mean, sure. You're welcome, man.
Sometimes these conversations go better. Sometimes they go worse. Luckily, they all eventually end, and Dave leaves to check in with another member of the squad. After that, it's another long, eventless stretch of waiting in silence before I'm eventually relieved for lunch, and I head to the cafeteria. Cafeteria time. The cafeteria isn't much different from what you might find in a high school, or a prison. Really depends on your perspective, I guess. There are long stained tables with uncomfortable plastic benches attached, a tile floor that's probably what a grizzled war veteran would look like in floor form, and the faint smell of mold and hopelessness. Most of Lord Bedlam's fortress is in much better shape, so it's strange that the cafeteria is so banged up, right? Wrong. See, Lord Bedlam may be head honcho everywhere else, but this place has its own dark master. History teaches us that whoever controls the food supply gains incredible leverage. The lord of this terrible domain learned that lesson well. So long as Lord Bedlam gets his tuna melt, this despot has absolute autonomy. Janitors, maintenance, engineering, none can defy his will. Not here. In the heart of this kingdom, so rose Antonio Giamatti, master of the cafeteria and my stomach's personal tormentor. There he is.
Next! Hey, talking to you, pal.
Oh, sorry. What's on the menu today, Chef Antonio?
We got bologna casserole, bologna hot dish, and bologna surprise.
Now that is a villain, yeah. Baloney. For a month, baloney. That train we hijacked last month must have had 5 cars full of the stuff because we haven't seen any other meat since. I glanced down at my options. I only see 2, though they are each labeled as hot dish and casserole. They look exactly the same. Cheeky bastard. Maybe the surprise is different. Take the bologna surprise.
I think I'll try the bologna surprise.
You got it. Surprise! It's casserole.
Wait, what? Are you serious?
What? You say you want a surprise, so I surprise you with which one you get. You're surprised, ain't you?
I mean, technically, but those 2 dishes are exactly the same. Why even give us a choice if it doesn't mean anything?
The same.
Look at that
You
devilish
little
smile. He
shit.
knows
What
that he
do you
enjoys
know
it.
about
Each store
the art of
does.
cooking, huh? You think you're some 5-star chef or something? Just 'cause they look the same don't mean they taste the same.
But you're right. I don't know anything about cooking. I'm sure they taste very different.
And
Thank you for the meal. Thank you for the meal, Master Chef Antonio Giamatti.
It's a stat.
As I walk to my seat, I have a sinking feeling that I have made a horrible mistake. Maybe there's some hidden meaning here about the illusion of free will or something. Or maybe I should just remember that you can never beat a chef in their own cafeteria.
Next! Come on, Oberon, get a move on! I know they got lines in England. Don't you pretend you don't know how it works 'cause you call it a cubery-do or something. Come on!
I love the writing in this game so much. I tell you what my day was like after lunch, but honestly it wasn't any more exciting than the first half of it. I stood by a door some more, had a few more awkward conversations with Dave, and clocked out. The only thing I did differently today was take advantage of my personal food stash for dinner. It's running low, only a few protein bars and ramen packets left, but better to tap into that than face Antonio again. So yeah, it's like I said, other than my apparent rivalry with our lunchman, I live a pretty normal life most days. Sleep, eat, work, and repeat. Thrilling stuff. Of course, not every day is the same. We have different assignments each day of the week, for one thing. And every now and then we have what Lord BEDLAM calls an operation. In other words, supervillainy. As it happens, this Wednesday is an operation day. Issue 2, Operation Day. Operation days begin the same as any other day. I mean, they kinda have to. Can't do much when I'm asleep, and I don't want to smell like shit. So that means heading to the locker room like usual. There's an intangible difference when we're getting ready for an operation instead of a normal workday. I'll say that. The locker room has an air of tension to it, in addition to the usual odor. People are giving each other nervous glances, or cracking bad jokes to calm their nerves. I mean, it's not like anyone expects to die or anything. Superheroes don't kill, one of the perks of being on this side of it. Still, getting hit in the head enough times has its consequences, as Mace found out. Or the legs, if you ask John Kez. So I mean, we have every right to be nervous. Shit, I know I am. Not Dave, though. He's actually excited about the whole thing. I know, big shock. Just blew your mind.
Morning, buddy. Know what today is?
Yeah, it's
Operation Day! Oh boy!
I love Dave
excited.
so much.
I got that tingly feeling in my bones.
well, that's more than I needed to know.
Aren't you excited too? I hear this is a big one.
Sometimes I wonder if Dave makes these little slips on purpose just to screw with me. I'm not sure if that's better than them being Freudian.
Oh yeah, you know me. My excitement levels are like at full friggin' capacity. I live to get powerbombed by masked millionaires with messiah complexes.
Oh, I don't think any superheroes will be there this time. I heard this is something totally different. They'll never expect it.
I'm pretty sure he said something like that every time. If Dave were a weatherman, every day would be sunny.
Well, just in case they do expect it, I'd better make sure I have time to stretch. See you in the main hall.
As an aside, if you're thinking of starting a career as a henchman for some insane reason, never forget to stretch. You'd think this would be obvious, but tons of people totally skip it. Trust me, the last thing you want to do is pull a hammy while running from some caped Adonis type, because they will not miss an opportunity to look cool. They'll uppercut you into orbit and strike a pose regardless. It happened to one of my buddies, Mordecai. Fun enough guy to watch a basketball game with, but not quite as funny as he thought he was. He kept trying to call himself Mordecai the Henchman, but it never took. Yeah, you know, in hindsight, he was a bit of a schmuck. Of course, this stretching stuff goes both ways. We once got away from Red Phantom totally unscathed because his calf cramped during his big entrance. Bonus lesson, don't jump through a window if you don't have to. After freshening up and getting my stretch on, I head to the main hall. Before I even get there, I can hear the hum of the jet helicopter things powering up. I think we call those BEDLAM copters, but I hope I'm wrong. Shit, I think I'm actually a little late because Lord Bedlam has already arrived at his podium. Not that I've missed much. But Lord Bedlam likes to give a motivational speech before operations, and, well...
The shadowy masters who control our society are growing nervous, my comrades! With their hold on the artisanal baloney industry shattered, they see the writing on the wall!
Artisanal baloney industry?
And that writing says they are the ones who are ruining the weekend for everyone! Not the righteous masses who just want the orc barbarians to stop wearing jeans!
What does that mean? Yeah, you get the picture. You don't actually get briefed on the details of these things. Only Lord Bedlam and a handful of his top ass kissers know what's going on. Need to know basis, I guess.
I know that each and every one of you are dedicated to our noble cause, and that you will follow both my own orders as well as your captain's without question. Seriously, no questions, no chit-chat, and no scuttlebutt. If you're all being a bunch of chatty-Cathy gossip queens, then it makes us look bad. And we need to
Lord
look
Bedlam's
our best
wisdom
today.
is so inspiring. What? Who are we impressing? The renter cops at whatever place was sticking up certainly won't care. Besides, how professional can we look in purple spandex?
Now go forth, my comrades, and let loose the hounds of our endless parade of glory!
Yeah, I don't think Lord Bedlam writes these speeches down. If he does, he certainly doesn't have an editor. Anyone who shares my feelings on Lord Bedlam's eloquence certainly isn't letting it show, though, and I follow suit. Can't bring myself to cheer wildly like Dave, but I can dutifully fall in step with him as we head to our proverbial chariot. As we file into one of the Bedlam copters, I can hear the roof opening for us with a groan.
Oh, this is it! You ready, buddy?
Bedlam? Nah, bro, it's Beldum. Wrong franchise. All set,
I've got
dude.
your back if you've got mine, partner.
You bet!
As we strap into our seats, the engines roar to life, and like that, we're off. Alright, Operation Day, let's go. Wherever we're going, it's further away than usual. This flight is getting kinda long. I'm not the only one that realizes it either. Some of the guys have been exchanging confused looks. Eventually, though, the pilot makes an announcement.
Alright, meat shields, put on your makeup and hold on to your eyeballs because we're in the pipe and going in hot!
Actually, we're third in line in, so we're in a holding pattern for a bit.
Then we're balls to the wall with foils
Alright.
launched and guns blazing! Woo!
I'm pretty sure these things don't have any guns. I'm also pretty sure that we've trained most of our pilots with video games and film clips since we don't have any actual flight simulators. Yet, through some miracle, we don't crash during our descent and move to join the henchmen that are already on the ground. Sliding down one of the Bedlam copter's rappel cable sends me through a hole in the roof of whatever building we were hovering over and lands me in some kind of tech office. At least it was an office. A hole in the roof isn't the only one. There are at least 3 that I can count. One for each Bedlam copter, I guess, and a few smaller holes in the walls that are probably from weapons fire. A lot of the equipment has been wrecked, but what's left looks impressive. This is definitely fancier stuff than we usually appropriate. Can't figure out what it is though. Robotics? App development? I'm not sure. Most of the other henchmen seem to have moved on, but half a dozen stand guard over the few scientists that have been rounded up. Another whole squad stands in the middle of the room with Lord Bedlam at their head.
Excellent! Reinforcements! You lot!
He points towards my squad. Damn it, I know what's next.
You shall remain here as our rear guard! The rest of you, with me!
No problem, Lord Bedlam. You heard him, squad! We're the rear guard, and the rest are going with him! That last part isn't really relevant to us, but I just wanted to make sure you heard.
Thanks, Dave. There's a cheer from the other squads, and they rush to join the others as they follow Lord Bedlam through a nearby door and out of sight. The rest of us aren't cheering. Here's the thing about being a rear guard. You're guarding the entrance and exit, right? So while your job is pretty uneventful if nothing goes wrong, you're also the first line of defense against outside interference. You follow me? If a superhero shows up, we're the ones they'll run into first. Or run over, to be more accurate.
Oh boy, the rear guard! What an honor! Gosh, how long has it been since we've been selected for that?
Last year, I think. Some lady with wings broke your clavicle.
Oh, right! I sacrificed my body for the glory of Lord Bedlam.
Like a loyal henchman. He sacrificed his body so we could rob a smartwatch factory. Not even the good ones, just some cheap knockoffs. Look like they came with a kid's meal.
Hopefully Lord Bedlam's glory will come sacrifice-free this time.
But if it doesn't, we'll be ready! Right, team?
Sure.
We take up a position next to a window on the opposite side of the room as the captive scientist. I want to be as far away from them as possible. Sure, we'll let them go when we leave, but that's the one thing we do that really bugs me. Stealing is, you know, whatever, it's just stuff. But taking hostages? It can't be a fun thing to go through. I pull my stun baton from my belt and start messing with it to take my mind off of the scientist. Plus, I need to make sure it works. Sometimes these things short out and I have a feeling I'll need it. This place is big time. It's just got that feel. That means we're going to attract attention, and that means... Suddenly, something explodes through the wall to my right. Dave and I are flung forward and tumble to the floor. As quickly as I can, I scramble to my feet, grasping my baton. However, as I turn to face the source of the explosion, my jaw drops. Paladin Iron Man! A superhero showing up isn't a surprise, but that's Shining Nova. Shining goddamn Nova! It's in the person that took down the Skull Syndicate and went toe-to-toe with Dr. Calamity's Supreme Ultra Deathbot. Shit, we are screwed. We are completely screwed.
Time's a factor here, so I'm only gonna say this once. There's no way you can beat me. That means you can either give yourselves up or get your asses kicked. Your call. I can't make it for you.
I really considered just giving up this time around, but I should have known. Yeah, I should have known better. By taking any time to think at all, I've given Dave a fast edge in reaction time.
For Lord Bedlam! Charge!
Supreme and Ultra, huh? Yeah. Dave and most of the other henchmen charge wildly. Some race their stun batons, others fire with their beam weapons. Goes about as well as you'd expect. What henchmen that are left seem to be fleeing. The ones that are further away from me, at least. I'm maybe 5 meters from Shining Nova and he's staring right at me. Oh god, he's staring right at me.
Hey.
Sup?
Dive for cover. Desperately, I leap to the left just as Shining Nova raises a hand and lets loose a blast of energy. I can feel it whiz by me as I come crashing down behind a desk. Unfortunately, an ordinary desk won't do me much good, and even as I try to crawl to my feet, I'm knocked down again as the second blast blows the desk to splinters. As I peel myself off of the floor, I see a pair of metal feet and stop in my tracks. Looking up, I find Shining Nova standing directly over me within arm's length.
Aw, don't go. We were just getting to know each other.
Looking at Nova's armor this close, I noticed something. Yeah, I noticed something. Armor can't completely cover the wearer's joints. There are little gaps that give way to some lighter, more flexible material. It makes sense. How else could Shining Nova even move? Maybe I could work with that. Or I could always try for the classic. Crotch shot. Target the elbow, target the knee, or crotch shot. What should we do, chat? What do you want to say? I think I know the answer already, but I want to say what you guys want. Crotch shot always works? Always works? It always works. Let's go for the crotch. With every last ounce of strength I have, I whip my baton upwards in a vicious arc, aiming for every man's greatest weak point. Oh, right. Armor.
Always work with action.
Good advice.
Unfortunately, my uniform's manufacturers didn't follow that motto as well as whoever made Nova's armor, so when I receive a metal boot to the chest, things don't end well. Specifically, it ends with me crashing to the floor and losing, like, most of the feeling in my left arm.
Well, I'll give you this. You lasted at least twice as long as the rest of these idiots.
Do I get a prize?
Yeah, you win an extended beatdown. Congratulations.
Yay.
I don't think I want that prize after all, so I take one last glance around for anything I can use. As I look around, I realize just where I've landed. A few yards to my right are the engineers that Lord Bedlam took as captives. Not far to my left is a door leading further into the facility. They're still tied up, so they can't escape. Maybe that's why Nova isn't rushing to finish me off. Fear for their safety. To be honest, I have the exact same fear. This is just a job. I don't want to hurt these people. Then again, Nova doesn't know that. Maybe I could bluff my way out of this. Or should I just make a break for the door and hope for the best? I'm gonna pretend to threaten people. I am a villain after all. I grab my communicator from my belt. With its cylindrical shape and blinking red light, should easily be confused for a small explosive.
Okay, enough playing around, hero. Back off or these hostages and I are headed to the same place. That's hell. Because this is a bomb. I'm threatening with the bomb.
You know, you're almost competent enough to make that convincing. But I know something you don't.
What's that?
That advisor can scan for explosives.
Oh, cool. Great.
Well, that is a very pertinent bit of information.
I thought so.
Defeated, I lower my arm and accept my fate.
All right, let her rip.
Okay, this is just a tranquilizer, so it won't hurt, but you're gonna feel pretty groggy when you come to.
A hatch pops open on the side of Nova's wrist, revealing a small dart gun.
Sweet dreams.
That could have gone better. Even though being put to sleep is better than being knocked unconscious, in this case, it doesn't feel like I'm snoozing in my bed. Instead, it's a deep, dreamless slumber. 1 second, all I see is blackness, and then the next...
Come on, buddy! You have to get up!
Sure are chatty for someone who started this by saying
Dave?
time is money.
What's going on?
No time! We've gotta go!
Onwards, my loyal compatriots! Onwards towards retreat!
There's only one Bedlam copter. If we don't get on, we'll be left behind!
With Dave's help, I managed to stand. A quick look around tells me he's right. A lone Bedlam copter is holding position next to the hole Shining Nova made in the wall. There's no sign of another one. Lord Bedlam is already climbing aboard, so we'd better follow suit.
All right, I'm good. Let's go.
Together we drag ourselves towards the ramp, despite my grogginess. We should make it easy. At least it looks that way until a familiar black and blue blur falls through one of the holes in the ceiling, takes one look at me and grins. Oh,
Hey
hi,
there,
ma'am.
Sunshine. Gotta say, I didn't expect to see your raggedy-ass outfit here when I got the call. A data science facility's one hell of a step up from a pet store. But you're not too much of a big shot to leave without saying hi now, are ya? After all, we're old pals, ain't we?
Oh, you know me. I'm not big on long goodbyes. So awkward.
Hello, wait, I'm on the work account. Yeah, keep that in check, dude.
Wait, you know her, Stan? But she's a superhero!
Case in point, Dude, you were there, remember? Briefly, anyway. She dumped me into a trash can.
Yeah, that was great. That picture of you was trending for hours.
So, Bruno, for context, that's how the game started. That was just like intro, just to set up how, just the setting.
Would have been a great night for me.
We were robbing a pet
if
store
you
for
clowns
dog food.
hadn't ended up giving me the slip.
Yeah, we were pretty slippery, huh? Oh, what a night that was. Just a peach of a time, wasn't it, Dave?
Oh, yeah, I guess. I didn't know you cried so much when you had fun, Stan.
I'm easily moved, Dave. You know that. Well, getting to be about that time.
Better hit the old dusty trail.
Nice seeing you again. Don't be a stranger.
Don't think so. This time, I'm making sure you're out cold. And then I'm grounding that ugly ride of yours. Now come on, sunshine. Let's kick this party up a notch.
Miss Dynamo is maybe 10 meters away, but I know that distance won't mean much to someone with that kind of strength and speed. Even if I wasn't still hungover from Shining Nova's tranquilizer, my odds of getting out of the way aren't good. Dynamo knows it too. She takes her time sizing me up and settles into her stance. Dave doesn't consider the odds, or maybe his zeal for Lord Bedlam has just made him more reckless. Whatever the cause, he's pulled out his baton and is prepared to go down swinging. Missing, mind you, but still swinging. It's almost admirable, but in my experience, you don't heal hairline fractures with admiration, so I'm not about to follow suit. As Dynamo's muscles coil, I reach for my baton and desperately try to think of an angle. This is going to be even worse than the trash can incident if I can't. If I can't right now. Let's see. I'm as dangerous as a pillow covered in bubble wrap. So yeah, I don't get much of a chance. As soon as I brandish my weapon, Miss Dynamo bursts forward. I guess she figured giving me the first strike last time was charity enough. I wince, bracing for the pain. But it never comes. Wait, where's my button? Instead, Dynamo's fist collides with a glowing red energy sword, held by an unfamiliar woman in a black and red catsuit. The blow is so strong that the weapon pulses and I can feel the ground shake. Even so, the mystery woman barely gives any ground. She angles the energy blade to turn it into more of a glancing blow and steps back to steady herself, but it still looks effortless.
Tisk, tisk. These aren't your toys to break anymore, child.
Scorpion, what are you doing here?
I just told you. These are my playthings now. If you can't play nice, then I'll have to take them away. You never pay attention, do you? Not even the slightest bit. Don't you ever tire of it? The ignorance?
Shut up!
Miss Dynamo violently breaks the deadlock and leaps back. The woman in the catsuit, Scorpion, does the same, but somehow more gracefully. Holy shit, where did she even come from? She was so fast I barely saw it. Since when did we have a ringer? I stared dumbfounded, momentarily forgetting about escaping. It's not often you see something like this when you work for a guy like Lord Bedlam. A victory for us usually means a distraction or an escape. But this Scorpion lady is going toe-to-toe with a powerhouse like Miss Dynamo. God help me, it seems like she could actually win.
Temper, temper, child.
Stop calling me that!
But you are. Listen to yourself. If you're not careful, you'll have another tantrum. And then who will have to clean up your mess this time?
Oh, it won't be you. Don't worry.
Aw, she loves this.
Nah, you're gonna be the mess. What's left of you, anyway.
Promises, promises. Always promises with you. Never once delivered.
Beyond a grunt of frustration, Dynamo's retort this time is physical, and she rushes right at Scorpion, who follows suit, sword whirring. Looks like that first move was no fluke. Dynamo's dishing out most of the offense, but none of it is connecting. What Scorpion can't avoid outright, she's redirecting with her sword. It's like watching a dance, but fast forwarded to 5 times normal speed, with a high chance of broken bones or dismemberment. So as astonishing as it looks, I'd take this chance to get the hell out of here.
Come on, Dave. we've got to go.
What? And miss this chance to bring even more glory to Lord Bedlam?
He told us to retreat, remember? You wouldn't want to disobey Lord Bedlam, would you?
No, definitely not. Gosh, I can't believe I forgot. Thanks, Stan. You're a good friend.
I am, aren't I?
Sure, I'm the best. Thank me when we're on the way back, man.
Together we rush to the ramp as fast as we can. My legs aren't exactly steady yet, so it's a little more of a zigzag than a straight line. But we make it just before they close the doors. Christ, that was a lot closer than usual. Now that I'm inside the Bedlam copter, I find that it doesn't have much room to spare. It's definitely over capacity. I guess that's good. That means more than a third of us made it out. On the other hand, that means that almost 2/3 of us didn't. Jeez, never had to leave so many people behind before. Kinda surreal. Feels like I'm in a war movie. What the hell was this place? Miss Dynamo said something about data science, which would explain all the computers. So we were after information? Weird. That's way too cutting edge for Lord Bedlam's modus operandi. Must have been important information too. Why else would not one but two superheroes show up to stop us? Shining Nova alone would have been a big deal, but Miss Dynamo too? Dynamo is known to slum it a little for fun, as I found out during their pet store debacle. But I thought Nova was exclusively working on national level threats and crisis responses now. Maybe it has something to do with that Scorpion woman. Never heard of her before, which is maybe the weirdest part of this whole thing. Someone like her should have gone viral at some point. Not sure what to make of it. Well, I hope whatever Lord Bedlam got from here was worth it. I close my eyes and breathe a sigh of relief as I feel the Bedlam copter leave this place behind. Between the surprise guests and the sudden downsizing, this is one operation day I'll be happy to forget. Chapter 3! Man, that was exciting, wasn't it? I think it's that sliver of time immediately after an operation where I'm the most grateful for our private quarters, because all I want to do is sleep. Fortunately, Lord Bedlam gave us the rest of the day off. I'm all too happy to take advantage. Within minutes of landing back at the base, I'm sleeping soundly in my bed. Well, as soundly as one can sleep given a day like that. Didn't break anything at least, which is more than a few of my co-workers can say, I'd wager. It's a little victories, you know? Anyway, aside from a short break to munch on a protein bar, I sleep through the rest of the day and straight on till morning.
Oh, god damn it. No, I don't want to get up.
I really don't. I don't know what Shining Nova put in that tranquilizer, but I feel like I've been hit by a freaking truck. A truck with, like, a rocket strapped to it. But hey, that's part of the job. So against my body's wishes, I drag my carcass out of bed and head to the locker room to get ready for the day. The locker room feels almost empty. There's less noise, less people, less smell. It's kind of eerie. Guess that's just what happens when you downsize overnight. The line for the showers is much shorter too, but I make for the sinks anyway. Force the habit, I guess.
Morning, buddy!
Morning, Dave. How are you holding up? You took one hell of a punch.
You know, just some heavy bruising. The doc was worried about internal bleeding, but I guess I got lucky. How about you?
Indeed.
You were out way longer than I was.
I'm fine. Just exhausted, mostly. Still can't believe I got tranked like I was an escaped zoo animal or something. That's my Shining Nova story. Can you believe it? Oh yeah, the hero that took down Dr. Calamity's Ultra Death Bot? They shot me with an elephant tranquilizer. Yeah, it was fine. I just drooled a little.
I shake my head and sigh. That fight against Dr. Calamity I mentioned. That's like 8th on Hero Weekly's most epic showdowns of all time. Nova's big time, man. I drooled in front of a legit celebrity.
But nothing's bruised, and I don't have a concussion, so I guess I can't complain. Kind of a nice change of pace from being punched or blasted into unconsciousness again when I think about it.
Well, I'm just glad to hear you're okay. We lost a lot of the squad, so I need everyone who's left to be working at peak efficiency.
How many did we end up leaving behind? Feels like at least half.
Sadly, about 60% of our valued teammates gave up their freedom for our cause.
And how do you know they were arrested? Some could have gotten away.
Oh no, everyone got rounded up. It was on the front page of the Cape and Cowl website.
Cape and Cowl, huh? They actually covered us? That doesn't happen a lot.
Cape and Cowl is the premier superhero news blog, Usually they don't cover too many actual crimes. Costume changes, relationship rumors, and controversy make way more money than crime scene reports. Because of course it does. That confirms it. Lord Bedlam is actually up to something big this time. CNC, Shining Nova, this mysterious scorpion lady. I get the feeling none of them would bother if this was small potatoes.
Yep, it was quite the day. I bet Lord Bedlam is thrilled, and I'm sure the next phase of his master plan is right around the corner.
Even with all those losses, how?
Why, with some old-fashioned hard work and gumption, of course. If veteran workers like you double your task list, I'm sure we'll be able to stay right on schedule.
Great double work. Crap.
On schedule for what? We don't even know what the next step in his master plan is. You know, assuming he even has one.
Exactly! That's why we have to be prepared for every possible plan he prepares. That's what I mean by peak efficiency, Stan. But don't you worry about that. You just leave all the planning to me. All you have to focus on is all the new work you have to do.
Thanks. Really appreciate your sacrifice.
Sure thing, buddy. That's what being a squad supervisor is all about.
If you say so. Anyway, I gotta try to scrub this ass kicking off me. I'll see you at assembly, man.
Is he gonna take over the world? He's gonna try. After getting myself cleaned up and finding that no, you cannot just scrub away an ass kicking, I head to the main hall. Given our losses, I expected a different sight than usual. But what I actually find is even more surprising. A huge contingent of unfamiliar faces stand in front of the stage, and the strangest part, they're wearing our uniforms. To add to the surprise, Lord Bedlam seems to have forgone his usual entrance and is already waiting on the stage. And standing next to him with a commanding posture is yet another new face, but this one I recognize. Hello, nurse! Between the distance and the crowd, it's hard to get a good look at her, but there's no mistaking that black and red catsuit. It's Scorpion, the woman who fought Miss Dynamo. That certainly removes any theories about her appearance yesterday being a fluke. So Lord Bedlam is teaming up with another supervillain, huh? Hopefully it doesn't end in a fight like the last team up. I have a feeling Lord Bedlam wouldn't stand much of a chance this time.
Good morning, my loyal compatriots!
Gee, Brain, what are we gonna do tonight? Same thing we do every night, Pinky. Try to take over the world.
Well, most of my
I love Pinky and the Brain.
Some of them. An amount. You'll notice that we have a few new faces here. After the success of yesterday's operation, Madam Scorpion and her organization have agreed to help compensate for our sudden personnel shortage.
Madam? Oh, that's fancy. Still haven't heard of her. Yeah, still haven't heard of her, though, which is even stranger in light of her ability to recruit a small army overnight.
But I'll let her explain the details for herself. So let's all give a warm Lord Bedlam welcome to Madam Scorpion and all our new comrades for joining us in our unending Ferris wheel of triumph!
I love how he can effortlessly switch between, like, nice guy and then, you know, the actual persona of Lord Bedlam.
Madam, take it away.
Thank you. Today, your organization is making an important step forward. Today, you join a select group of the most elite supervillain organizations at the cutting edge of our industry. Normally, a day like yesterday would have been devastating for a small team like yours. How could you hope to replace so much manpower so quickly? In the past, it would be impossible. But today you can. Because today, the Scorpion Group is proud to welcome you to the closed beta of our newest project, Henchman, the world's first gig-based henchman contracting platform. Before you are the results, a contingent of micro-earners ready to participate in our shared villainous economy. They have the freedom to choose when to hench and who to hench for. And today, they've chosen to hench with you.
So she basically runs, like, Uber, but for henchmen. Essentially. It's like, oh, I need more henchmen for this job. Let's hire some randos. Just let me get my app out.
You see, with Henchman, an organization like yours can operate.
Sounds like free market capitalism. Burn the witch.
Operations but temporarily bolster its ranks through our platform at any time. You can have it all. And let's be honest, that's why we're all in this business, isn't it? So thank you for the welcome. And in turn, I welcome you to the future. The future of your organization.
Wasn't expecting Chad to turn
The
into a
future
witch
of
burning today, but
superwomen.
okay.
The future of the world itself. And you will be taking
She
an
turned
active
me
role
into
in
a
that
newt.
future. Thanks to the data you retrieved
What?
yesterday, we at the
I got
Scorpion
better.
Group are nearly ready to take Henchman to the next level, and we'll be working with you to do so. So, in the coming weeks, I will be staying on site to help manage your operations. As part of that, you will receive new equipment, your facilities will be inspected, and your individual performances will be reviewed.
Oh no.
I look forward to getting
Not
to know
performance reviews.
every one of you.
Oh, great. Performance reviews. So wait, we're going to be using some fancy new henchman hiring app now? Doesn't sound like Lord Bedlam. Then again, how well do I really know him? Maybe buddying up to this big-time cutting-edge supervillain is what he always wanted. Well, whatever the case, it doesn't affect me. If I'm still getting paid, then I could care less about micro-earners or the future of the supervillain industry or whatever. I'll have to deal with rookies every time we have a big job, though. That'll be a pain, but probably more painful for them in the end.
Thank you, Madam Scorpion. Now, while all our recruits are fully henchman certified,
So we're
this
now a
is
witch
their
burning
first
cult?
day here.
Apparently
so. That means that for today, you'll all be in charge of their orientation. They may only be with us for a few weeks or months, but while they're here, they are our brothers and sisters in arms. So that means they need to know the ins and outs of working for Team Bedlam. Anyway, we should have the same number of new recruits as veterans. So once we're done, I'd like everyone who was here yesterday to pair off with someone wearing a name tag. Once you have your newbie, give them the tour, show them your weekly routine, and just teach them the ropes. Remember, the security cameras work again, so we'll know if you decide to sneak off to watch web flicks.
You're so funny, Lord Bedlam!
God damn it.
Anyway, dismissed.
As Lord Bedlam steps away from the podium, the two groups of henchmen start towards each other.
And remember, the nefarious tribunal that controls our society must be exterminated. Remain ever vigilant against its subliminal advertising and unfunny meme generation algorithms. Sorry, almost forgot.
God.
Carry on.
Yeah, I wondered about that for a second. Lord Bedlam steps back from the podium again, and it looks like it's going to stick this time because Madam Scorpion is walking by his side and talking to him. So the henchmen again start to mingle. I take my time. I'm sociable enough, but I definitely need a moment to get myself together before meeting new people. Of course, not everyone has this problem.
Hi there, I'm Dave. Nice to meet you, Jared. Gosh, you're just going to love being a part of the Lord Bedlam family. We're all like a bunch of second cousins here. Now, bring it in. I'm a hugger, not a shaker. Come on. Wait, where are you going?
So once the initial wave of extroverts has eliminated most of the awkwardness, I wade into the crowd. Anyone left by now probably has the same problem I do. So that means, dyslexia, please, let me read. So that means I'll need to make first contact. Damo, now you're just making random references. Let's see who to choose. Maybe that tall guy. Seems normal enough. That brunette is way too excited, though, bouncing around like that. Weird. Is she looking for something? Wait, why is she staring at me? No, take that ball of energy somewhere else. Ah, damn it.
Hi, nice to meet you. I'm Kate.
And why does your name tag say Beatrice?
Oh shit, it does?
No, it definitely says Kate.
Oh! Oh, you were making a joke about?
How I already know your name. Because it says on your name tag.
Right. I guess it's a little silly to tell you that, huh?
Nah, you're just being polite. I'm Stan, by the way. Guess that makes me kinda rude.
Actually, I just hate telling people my name. The reaction is always something like,
Wow, a Stan. I'm not sure I've ever met one.
You mean ever met one under 60?
Stan isn't an old man name. It's just an average name.
No. I mean,
Hey, I admit it. It's an old man name. The only benefit is that if you're ever cool enough, you get to be Stan the Man.
so are you cool enough?
Nah, bro, we have Stan Marsh.
Well, I'm wearing this goofy purple uniform, so no, definitely not.
Okay, Stan, who isn't the man. Up for giving me the tour?
Sure thing. I hope you like stone walls and fluorescent lighting, because you're gonna be seeing them all day.
Yeah, Stan. Short for Stan. Alright, she's not so bad. Guess she was just a little jittery at first. Let's see, where to start? Let's start with the
Have
cafeteria.
breakfast? We could start with the cafeteria.
Sure. I'm actually kind of hungry.
The cafeteria is mostly empty. Anyone who wanted breakfast has already stopped by, and it's too early for lunch. Few other people had the idea of touring at first, though, so we're not totally alone with Chef Antonio, thank God.
So, this is our possibly sanitary cafeteria.
It's, very...
Disquieting,
That's a good word for it.
or, you know, just kinda gross.
Even better. You're so eloquent.
Thanks. I took a poetry elective in college. Slept through most of it, but I caught a few gems. Come on, let's grab some food. I'm not normally a breakfast guy, but I'm starving.
I was kinda hoping Antonio would have one of his assistants out here during the slow hours. Alas, it was not to be.
Well, look who it is!
I just noticed the poster in the background. Tap water, it saves money.
Yep. Surprise.
That's right,
Who the
mister.
hell isn't
I'm
a
not
breakfast guy?
surprised
I
by
think he's
your
a witch.
surprise.
So just everyone you guys disagree with just happens to be a witch. Alright.
No, like I said, I was really surprised. Just...
No, don't worry. You'll definitely be surprised this time.
I nervously glance at what's available today. I almost sigh with relief. Mini pancakes and French toast. Probably a little stale by now, but they sure beat bologna.
Surprise! It's bologna casserole.
Sure enough, the sloppy bologna-filled horror is staring back at me from my plate. This guy was keeping this leftover bologna shit behind from view. Just in case I showed up. Antonio sounds like Roz from Monsters, Inc. Just because he has gravel in his voice doesn't mean he sounds like Roz. Jesus. Part of me admires his dedication to this twisted revenge. The other part of me wants to throw this crap right in his smug face.
Yeah, surprised, right? I can tell.
If anything attacked, I love bologna. But would you love bologna after having eaten it for every meal for a month?
I am feeling
Like Stan
several
here.
emotions. One is definitely surprise.
And what else, eh? Gratitude,
I'm
maybe?
watching you, Wazowski. Always watching.
God, that actually hurt my throat to do. Oh, God. Oh, shit.
That and just, you know...
I
joy.
should not have done that.
Boundless, unparalleled joy. Because after eating your bologna casserole, I just thought, gosh, I could eat this for the rest of my life.
Funny you should say that. Have a swell day. Hope it's full of surprises.
One day I'll learn how to turn off the sass. Sadly, it seems that day will be preceded by far too many other days of eating bologna. Kate at least managed to avoid being associated with me, judging by the stack of mini pancakes that I spot as we take a seat.
What exactly is that?
That was literally the most threatening goodbye I've ever heard. I'm utterly intimidated.
Exactly. No
Like I said, this game's like
Officially, it's called
writing
bologna
and
casserole,
like
or
general
bologna
performance
hot
from all the
dish, depending
actors
on
is actually like really good for like a small dev team, especially for like a visual novel.
Baloney. Seriously?
Oh, this is very serious, Kate.
Like, there's
Chef
a
and
reason
I
why
appear to
this
be in
game
some sort of
won
blood feud.
won
Even
our
if I
hidden gem of the
survive,
year
my taste buds
when it came out.
You have my sympathies. You can also have some of my food if you want.
I appreciate it, but I don't want to bring this curse down on anyone else. Chef Antonio has a good memory when it comes to faces.
Ah, I see. Guess I'll have to remember to not get in line with you after this, huh?
Probably for the best.
So, what was that about college earlier? Did you graduate?
Yep, Richardson State. Go fighting whatever we were called.
Oh, here we go. Hold on. Oh, that's funny. Sorry, I got... Why wouldn't it let me allow this thing that Damo said? It's funny. Because Damo wrote blow me, and things like, oh, it's a sex thing! It's a sex thing! Can't allow it! Oh god, I can't actually, you know, do anything with that for some reason. Weird. Oh well.
I take it you weren't the captain of the football team.
Are you doubting my athleticism? I'll have you know that I have the agility of at least, like, 2 whole Panthers.
No doubt here.
Automod
You seem more
loves
like
me.
a
Yeah, it sure
gymnastics
does.
captain.
Actually, soccer was my sport in high school. I was a pretty serviceable midfielder, believe it or not. Didn't score a lot of goals, but I could facilitate well enough.
Why didn't you play in college?
You know, it's just so much running.
Alright, smart guy. What were you doing in college then?
Majoring in history. So basically, I joined a very expensive nonfiction book club.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with books. I actually really like reading, though I'm usually into fiction and literature myself. For a while, I was buying so many that I feel like I had to get a new bookcase every few months.
Wow, you have a place with your own furniture? I guess I figured this henchcan thing would mean you were drifting from lair to lair.
Oh, no, I meant my old place. Back in college, I majored in mechanical engineering, but I read a lot. I even tried to write a little on my own.
Really? You wrote stories? Did you finish any?
Oh, yes,
People
but...
read books? Wait, what are books?
I didn't mean to tell you that.
What are books?
Uh-oh, someone's a little embarrassed about their Professor Anomaly fanfiction.
Fan fiction writer.
First of all, there's nothing wrong with fanfic. Can we talk about something else?
I was waiting for that. Our writer. Bruno, our resident writer. Oh man, she's genuinely embarrassed by this. Look at those rosy cheeks. I should probably stop teasing her, but I've got such an arsenal to unleash on this fanfiction angle. So do we press on with the fanfiction thing, or do we actually act like a normal person? There's really nothing wrong with fanfic, please. Don't shut up. Don't tell me you wrote fanfiction. Cringe! Cringe. Chat, point at him. Point at him, say cringe. Oh, God. Met through fanfic, you nerd, I'll expose you. True, true. Hey, I didn't write it, I just read it. Oh, God. Oh, well. I'll be nice.
All right, sure. Something else. Something else. So, you're a mechanical engineer? That must be interesting. I mean, to some people. Probably you.
Reading fanfics is just writing it inside your mind rather than with words. True story.
Well, yeah. I like it. That's why I studied it.
Did you always, though? Were you like one of those kids making engines out of popsicle sticks in kindergarten?
No, nothing like that. You make me sound like that kid on the show. What was it called?
Wait, you're not talking about Bethany Britannica, Girl Genius.
Oh god, you watched that too?
You kidding me? Bethany was my girl. Every time she'd get into trouble, she'd invent something super specific out of, like, cardboard and toothpaste. The kid's a legend.
So, like a child MacGyver, then?
Absolutely none of those inventions made sense, though. I don't think the writers did a single second of research.
Well, yeah, they didn't have the internet back then. How could they even do research, Kate? How, I ask you? Not that most kids would care all that much.
See, fairly unrelated, but let me say the white eye on the mask moving like Spider-Man is peak character design. Love it every time. Yeah.
My friends certainly didn't.
I love that
I
shit
was
too.
the only one
It's a
who'd
nice
ever
little
point that
detail.
stuff out, and they always gave me crap for it.
So, was that what got you interested in engineering? You just wanted to show Bethany Britannica what for?
Kind of, actually. Though I also got a lot of it from my dad. He'd teach me little things while I watched him work on his cars, and eventually I was hooked. I just really like creating things, I guess. Sometimes I'll make little stuff, just for fun. Nothing too functional, just like gadgets. I'm a factory for useless stuff.
So what you're saying is you're an artificer.
Hey, the only things I produce are sarcasm and disappointment. So you've already got a leg
Yo,
up on
dude,
me by
same.
default.
I play video games on the internet. Alright, I should probably get on with the tour now, though. Kinda lost track of time. Anyway, we should get going. Not really giving much of a tour if we just sit in the cafeteria all day. To the game
Okay, I
room!
think we've seen all there is to see here. Let's hit the game room.
Sounds good. Lead the way.
The game room's location isn't exactly intuitive. It's not near any of the other break rooms or gathering places, not even the living quarters. Instead, it's in a nondescript hallway tucked between some storage rooms. In fact, we're fairly certain that's what Lord Bedlam intended to use it for, because when we discovered it, there was some steel shelves and empty crates inside. After a bit of cleanup, voila, we had ourselves a game room. It's not exactly one of those hipster gaming bars, though it does have a couple mostly functional arcade machines, but it works for us. And as a bonus, there's an emergency exit hidden behind one of the arcade machines. There's a few of those scattered around the lair in case of a power outage, but it's nice to have a secret one up our sleeves.
So this is the game room, huh?
Love the little detail of, what's her name? Shining Nova in the background with, like, all the dots.
Yep, our pride and joy. There's a couple of game consoles hooked up to that TV over in that corner, a snack machine over there, and the crown jewel in the middle, the big damn table.
Well,
That's
it
a
is
big damn
definitely
table.
Big. But, what's with all the dice on it?
Oh, they're 10-sided. We use them for spells and swords every other Friday.
You guys play SNS? I gotta say, I never would have guessed that.
I know, I'm even nerdier than I look. But it gets even better. I don't just play, I run the whole campaign. Admit it, you're impressed.
Oh yeah, I'm dazzled. Starstruck even. So I guess we ran out of important things to see already, and you decided that you might as well show me your nerdy hobbies? Is that it?
What, you're not impressed by the big damn table? We all chipped in a little for that bad boy, you know. It was a real team effort.
You didn't just steal it? Not very villainous of you.
Dungeons and, that South Park episode, which I can't say.
Maybe not, but it's certainly more practical. Have you ever tried to steal furniture before? We tried that one time. Emphasis on one time. Did not end well, let me tell you. And this was just one of those Swedish stores where the furniture comes in a little box.
Oh, Ibea. Got
Did
it.
you at least get some meatballs out of the deal?
Nope. One of my squad mates tried to raid the food court, but she got lost trying to get back to the rest of the group. Always wondered what happened to her. It was a big disaster, basically. Crimson Typhoon had his poster on the revenge wall for a good month.
The revenge wall? Sounds ominous.
Oh, it's where that poster of Shining Nova is. See?
I gesture towards a part of the far wall where a poster is hanging, riddled with darts. Looks like someone replaced the Miss Dynamo poster with Shining Novas. It's already gotten a lot of use.
Oh, that's charming, in a way. You guys really don't like Shining Nova, huh?
Someone doesn't anyway. That definitely went up a little faster than normal. But then Nova did tear through us like paper mache.
Well, that's the closest most of these guys will ever get to laying a finger on Shining Nova. So they need to get their shots in where they can, I guess.
Yeah, you're telling me. I found that out firsthand. Still feeling that ass whooping, honestly.
Well, don't be too hard on yourself. Shining Nova's at the national level, and Lord Bedlam isn't even on most people's radars. You guys didn't stand a chance, honestly.
Hey, come on. We stood a little chance. Like, a tiny bit. Non-zero. Anyway.
Someone say shots. It's 10:30 in the morning. Calm down.
Effectively 0. So, are any
A
of
little
those
too
darts
early
yours, by the way?
to be drinking.
Me? Nah, it's not really my style. Lord Bedlam had a nemesis for a bit, and it just seemed exhausting. Also a little romantic. I don't know, man. Supervillains.
Damo,
are weird.
are you even old enough to drink?
Well, since it doesn't sound like you're that into the revenge wall
I don't
either,
think so.
why don't you join our SNS session tomorrow night? The only vengeance that might be enacted there is if Zach rolls 2 natural ones
Yes,
in a row. And throws his
I
dice
call
in the
shenanigans.
That does sound mildly more sane. I'll think about it. No promises.
Sure, no pressure. But if you show, I promise it'll be fun. I swear on my poor lost squad mate and the meatballs they never got.
So, I'm curious. How did you end up here?
I was listening to Chill Beats to Wallow in Student Loan Debt 2 on YouTube, and one of his recruitment ads popped up. So I applied. Simple as that.
Chilling out. Just chilling out with a lo-fi, that lo-fi anime girl. And it's just like, bam, oh, here's an ad for supervillainy.
Seriously, Wait, are you for real? You put an ad online? On freaking HooTube?
Yep, it was a lot less annoying than the
This
ads
way,
I'd
born
usually
in
get, if you
04.
can
Oh
believe it.
god, I'm
At
over
least it
10
wasn't an
years older than
influencer
you.
filming themselves in
Gross.
vertical video mode.
That is... wow. I always wondered how the C-list guys recruited so many bodies, but I'd never have thought they'd be so... direct.
Ouch, C-list? Okay, big shot, how did you get recruited?
God, that still weirds me out. People were born after 9/11. Ugh, gross. That's not true. That's not real.
Definitely not like that. But seriously, I meant, why did you end up here?
I don't know, I just kinda did. Does it matter why?
It's just that you don't seem to have the, fervor of some of your beers. You haven't praised the almighty Lord Bedlam one time.
Hey, I like Lord Bedlam, don't get me wrong. He's a good boss, but that's just it. He's not my god or, oh, captain, my captain, or anything like that. He's just my boss.
So, what? This whole thing is about the money for you?
And the benefits. Don't forget the benefits.
But isn't the big money in the freelance stuff?
What, like a mercenary? No way, I wouldn't last doing that. I don't have the skills, or the testosterone.
Oof.
Besides, there's something to be said for a steady paycheck and a roof over your head every night. Well, the mountain over your head. Same difference.
Is that really it? This isn't the only job with a paycheck, you know.
Jeez, aren't you curious? Am I really that interesting?
I just want to know, that's all. Why become a henchman?
I don't like standing out.
I don't know, it just suits me. Being a henchman is a team thing. You're one of 20 or 50 or 200 guys working together, and I like that. You become a face in the crowd. No one pays you too much attention, there's no pressure to be special or whatever.
So you're saying that you just like blending in?
Kind of, yeah. That, and I've known a lot of overachievers. People with ambition. They never seem to be happy.
That can't be universally true.
Probably not. That's just my experience. But whatever drive those people have, I don't have it. Even if I had their talent, it just doesn't seem worth it.
So you're telling me that you've never tried to excel at anything? Not once?
Nah, not my style. Not anything too useful anyway.
I guess that explains your degree.
Hey now, I'm sure there are plenty of ambitious history majors out there. Just like hunting for biographies to write essays on.
Just not you?
Damn right. Look, the point is, being exceptional is an exceptional pain in the ass. And I don't want to deal with it. I'm okay being average.
Sometimes it's okay to be
If
average.
you want to last as a henchman, you need that kind of attitude. The nail that sticks up.
Gets hammered down.
And probably lectured for hours about the secret global conspiracy that we're supposedly battling against. Trust me, Kate, you don't want that.
Wait, how long have we been standing here? Jeez, this girl really has a way of getting me chatting. I don't think I've talked about why I became a henchman with... who? Oh god, dyslexia, please. I hit it, and then just, like, disappeared out of my brain. I don't think I've talked about why I became a henchman with... Who have I talked about it with?
All that's left to show is the research wing.
All right, I expect a thrilling conclusion.
I'd promise that you won't be disappointed, but I'm an honest man. Come on, it's this way.
There's not much to see on the way to the research wing, aside from the other pairs of seasoned henchmen and new recruits passing each other in the halls. Hey, you don't build a secret mountain lair because it's pretty to look at. Well, maybe you do if your supervillain shtick is evil interior design or something. Then your secret lair can look fabulous.
And for the grand finale of
Sorry,
our world
fabulous.
tour,
There we
I
go.
give you the research wing.
Remember, chat, you always have to use jazz hands whenever you say the word fabulous. Sorry, fabulous.
Wow, this sure is a hallway.
Isn't it, though? It's probably the most hallway-esque hallway you've ever seen.
I bet that's the real reason you joined Lord Bedlam. You're just a really big fan of his hallways.
You got me. I'm a closet hallway aficionado. I just can't get enough of them.
Amazing as they are, I still doubt they do any research in them. So, you know, you should probably show me the actual rooms.
The rooms? Oh no, I can't do that.
Is this because I made fun of the hallway?
No, seriously, I actually can't do that.
Oh, come on. I promise I won't tell on you.
No,
Just a
I
little
literally
bit.
cannot do that.
You don't understand. I literally can't go through any of these doors. I just guard them.
Oh. Wait, seriously? You guard doors that you can't enter.
Yeah, that's standard henchman procedure. We don't get to know the big plans or anything. Cogs in the machine and all that. It's actually a security thing, too. You know, in case some guy in a cape dangles us over the edge of a building and gets us to talk. Or if they disguise themselves as a henchman and trick us into opening the door.
No way! People actually try that?
People don't just try it, it worked. It was like one of the go-to moves in the 80s. That's why the rules got made. Do the other villains on the Henchcan app not follow the secret lair patrol regulations?
Well, I actually didn't do much patrol, so...
Oh, right. Engineer. Wouldn't want to waste that on grunt work all the time.
Yeah,
But
makes
did
sense.
you really never get guard duty on any of these gigs? That's pretty lucky.
Yeah, guess. So, is that your job here? You guard this hallway?
Nah, just Tuesdays, thankfully. As much as I love my door, I don't think I could watch it 24/7. Come on, I'll introduce you.
See, we can continue down the hallway for a short while, making a left turn and then a right. I could probably make both of those turns blindfolded at this point. Routine will do that to you. Eventually, we arrive at door 1385. I gesture towards it with more dramatic flair than a numbered slab of metal deserves.
Kate, meet door 1385. Inanimate object extraordinaire and my ward every Tuesday from 9 to 5.
Nice to meet it. And you have no idea what's in this room.
Nope, and you won't either. This bad boy requires level 4 security clearance to get through, one of only a dozen in the whole base. It's very important. You should be impressed.
I'd be more impressed if I knew what was behind it.
No idea, but it's a big deal. So probably
I
Lord
assure
Bedlam's
you it's a
snow
big
globe
deal.
collection. Or a super weapon. It's a toss-up.
I see. So anyway, I was...
Nope. You've had all day to ask questions. It's my turn now.
What? Since when did this tour come with a rulebook?
Since I made it up, basically.
Kate takes a moment to think it over. At first, I think she's messing with me, but I soon realize that she's serious. Jeez, it's not like I'm asking for nuclear launch codes here.
All right. One question, but I have the right to pass on anything that I don't want to answer. Got it?
Hey, that's fair. You have the right to be lame if you want to. I'll judge you for it, but you can totally do it.
Judge all you want, but you just get the one. Better make it count.
Let's see, should we ask about her or be like, hey, what's up with that hot chick that you work for? Just like immediately blow her off, just like, nah, not interested in you. How about that lady in the spandex though? Like, damn. Oh god. You know what? Yeah. Sure, why not?
So what's up with this Madam Scorpion lady? She seems legit.
Oh, Madam Scorpion. Yeah, she's legit alright.
Then why haven't I heard of her before? Until today, I didn't know she or this whole Scorpion group thing existed.
Well, yeah, that's the point. Think of it like this. The best crimes have no proof that they actually happened, right? So the best criminals are the ones that stay hidden. Madam Scorpion is one of those. And this is just a rumor, but supposedly she was the apex predator of the assassin world for a while. That's how she got the money to start the Scorpion group. But just like her old career, she keeps it totally under the radar. It's like a black market mega corporation for supervillains.
Ooh.
That's all just a rumor, though. I only know about it because I got recruited for the app.
Well, still, that's, more legit than I was thinking.
Holy shit. Top assassin in the world? Man, I better hope I ace that performance review. She's some kind of supervillain business mogul, too. Never really thought someone like that existed. First Shining Nova shows up to interrupt us. Now apparently one of the most dangerous supervillains in the world is teaming up with Lord Bedlam. Jeez. Now it's really bugging me. What was so important about that data we stole? By chance, I glanced at the clock. We've still got some time before we have to meet back in the main hall. But we should probably swing by a few of the less important locations before then. At the very least, she needs to know where the lounge is. If we have another birthday and my rookie misses out on the mini cupcakes, I'd never forgive myself.
All right, because I am just so benevolent, I'm going to count that as an answer.
I'm in awe of your mercy.
I get that a lot. Now come along, my henchman squire. We've still got a few places to see.
Easy with the squire thing, Sir Stanley.
Yeah, think I should reel it back?
Reel it way back.
All right, consider it real.
Let's see, what remains of the tour goes by quickly. We don't stop at any one place for too long, but we don't really have to. Lord Bedlam's fortress is big, but seriously lacking in variety. A lot of the size is actually superficial too. There are tons of rooms with no real purpose. If you know where you're going, you can cover the important areas pretty quick.
And so our whirlwind tour comes to an end. What do you think? Impressive?
I'm more impressed that you didn't get lost. This place is like a maze.
Not like a maze, it is a maze, literally. If a superhero ever gave enough of a shit to come after us, they'd spend so long figuring out where to go that we could just leave them in the dust.
That's actually pretty smart. Nice move, Lord Bedlam.
Kind of. He technically didn't design the place. We got it in a liquidation sale a few years back. I think it was built by
because
some
of course.
War-era Soviet group. Not a big market for that these days. You think Madam Scorpion has an app for supervillain liquidation sales too?
Probably. I bet
because
that's
of course
the
Lord
business.
Bedlam would get it
If
on a
big name
fucking
gets locked
sale.
up, they must leave a lot of assets behind. I know that the lawyers are all over that. They love both sides of this hero-villain thing.
Think so? Or is this from personal experience?
Experience, I guess. I got in some trouble a while back. That's why I got scouted for Henchman. It targets people with legal issues or debt, or at least that's what I think. Can't really say for sure how it works. I'm just a recruit after all.
By now, most of the others have started to file into the main hall. The rookies and veterans are splitting back up into their separate groups, and Kate seems to have noticed as well.
So, I guess I'll see you around?
Yeah, for sure.
That'd be nice. Kate was surprisingly good company. It's good to play a few rounds of verbal ping pong where the other player doesn't just stare slack-jawed at the ball as it bounces past them. Les Dave's a little hot. I know he tries, but some wit does a man good every now and then. In fact...
Hey, do you know your lunch period yet?
I think so. Let me check.
She pulls a pamphlet out of one of her belt pouches. It's perfectly folded, of course.
Second shift.
Crazy. That's mine too. Want to eat together? I promise I won't get you involved in my holy war with the chef.
Good. You seem like a decent guy, Stan, but I don't think I'm ready to starve for you.
Can't blame you for that. And hey, maybe by the time lunch is over, you'll know if you can stand my company long enough to join that SNS session? If you want. Invitation's still open.
Come on, be a nerd with me, please.
Still thinking about it, but sure. I'll let you know by then. Sound good?
Sure. Sounds good.
Great. So, guess I'll see you then.
Kate offers a wave and a smile before turning to leave. I follow suit, though my own smile can't really match up against hers. When I rejoined my peers, I glanced back at the crowd of newcomers, but Kate has already disappeared from sight. That girl, there's something about her. It's not just that she's cute or that we got on so well. It's not even that she's a total newbie. There's just something to her that I can't quite place. It's bugging the hell out of me. Whatever it is, I'm not going to figure it out right now. Lord Bedlam's going to show up any minute and...
Welcome back,
Hey, he's back.
my loyal compatriots.
I like her. She's nice. Yeah. Kate is nice.
But will be soon. I trust your glorious orientation went smoothly, and that our new recruits can now aid us in our even more glorious
I really like
quest
the
for still greater
how
amounts
the
of
back and
glory.
forth is written between her and Stan.
But if you have any questions, feel free to contact Samantha and HR. A new workplace can take time to get used to. We're very understanding of that here. But when you do get used to it, I know that you all shall become invincible soldiers in our infinitely wonderful marathon of splendor.
Yep, like death and taxes, Lord Bedlam's daily ranting is a certainty. It's almost comforting. Almost. God, that was a whole chapter. God damn. I managed to open my eyes just enough to see my clock. It's an hour before my alarm is set to go off, and some arsehole is knocking on my door. A whole hour of precious sacred sleep gone. Taken before it's time. If I had the energy, I'd go rip whoever it is a new one, but since I don't, just roll out of bed and waddle wearily towards the door.
Yeah, just a second.
I throw on a t-shirt on my way there, and when I arrived at the doorway, I slam my fist on the control panel with contempt. Should have expected the beaming smile that greets me, but that doesn't stop me from grimacing at the sight.
Morning, Stan!
FBI,
Gosh,
open
it sure
up!
took you a while to get up.
Took a while. Dave, we don't have assembly for like 1,000 years. Why are you even here?
Actually, Stan, that's the thing. You don't have assembly today. Here, this was at your door.
Dave hands me a small note. I rub the sleep from my eyes as I read it aloud.
Henchman number 065. In light of our administrative changes and our integration of the Henchcan program, you are scheduled to receive an in-depth review of your recent performance.
Oh no, the performance review.
Arrive in room 243B no later than 8:30 a.m. Failure to comply will have dire consequences. Yikes. That seems a little over the top.
It's over the top for Lord Bedlam anyway, but it certainly fits Kate's description of Madam Scorpion.
Wait, if this was just posted here this morning, how did you know to come wake me up?
Oh, I didn't. Mine's not until tomorrow. But I figured there was a slight chance you might have an early review, so I just wanted to make sure you were ready anyway. Better safe than sorry, right?
Oh, well, thanks, man. Yeah, thanks for having my back.
Yeah, for sure. Very, super thorough of you. Thanks for the heads up, man.
Hey, what else are supervisors / best buddies for?
Dave is sus. What are you talking about? Dave's a cool dude. Like, yeah, he's a little, in the head. He's not that quick. But, like, he's a cool dude. He helps us out.
Probably, like, a whole litany of things, but I'll assume that this is somewhere on the list. Anyway, I'd better get ready. Hold down the fort for me while I'm gone, alright?
Will do. Go get him, buddy.
As Dave leaves, I close the door and sigh in relief. That boy's just not all there. Handling him takes more energy than I've got this early in the day. I look longingly at my bed. I probably have time to squeeze in a little more sleep, but since I'm already up, it's not worth the risk. May as well just go ahead and hit the showers. After showering, changing, and spending several long minutes trying to stave off a general sense of impending doom, I make my way to room 243B. While I've never been to that room specifically, the meeting's in, I'm familiar enough with the area. It's the less administrative section. So unless you work for HR, you generally don't want to be there too often. As I round the final corner, I spot my destination just down the hallway, with its door wide open.
Okay, Stan, you got this. No sass, no back talk, just get it over with.
Nice and red, alright. Well, this is fancier than I expected. Not that the bar's all that high. I mean, our break room couches hail from curbsides across America, so clearly this isn't Lord Bedlam's doing. I guess the giant scorpion on the wall makes that pretty obvious, not to mention the room's sole occupant.
Henchman number 065.
Hello, nurse!
You're 3 minutes early. How unusually punctual of you.
Unusual? No, I'm Mr. Punctual. That's me. I just love being on time.
Not according to our records. Or your late departure from the scene of Wednesday's operation.
Oh, right. That thing. Thanks for the save, by the way. I wasn't looking forward to another beating from Miss Dynamo. I have a feeling she was gonna break something this time.
Think nothing of it. That child is like a barking dog. Loud, but stupid. Dealing with her was no trouble at all.
Hey,
So
but that's why we like dogs.
be on
They're
time
stupid,
from
but
now
in a
on.
cute way.
Will you?
Sure thing. Wait, by from now on, do you mean at other meetings with you? Because I sort of thought this was going to be a one-time thing. I mean, why would you want to meet with me? I'm just...
Have a seat, Stanley.
Yes, ma'am.
Very intimidating. There are 2 chairs in front of Madame Scorpion's desk. I quickly take a seat in one of them. For her part, Scorpion stays standing, preferring to slowly stalk about the room. Really wish she'd stop. It's hard not to fidget with her looking at me like that.
Don't fret. This isn't about your punctuality. In fact, you're quite average in that regard. The henchmen here tend to be late in general. But you know that, don't you, Stanley? After all, you've been here for years, haven't you?
Yeah, that's right. I'm what you might call a seasoned veteran. An experienced, loyal henchman, or henchmanee. Henchmanist?
So you are. And how many promotions have you earned in your long and illustrious career?
Technically, about, 0-ish?
Does Madame Scorpion make a cameo in the TV show Scorpion?
Not ish, just
Boo.
0. You have had 0 promotions.
Well, I mean, I've received some pretty good compliments every now and then. That's kind of the same thing, right?
Yeah, kinda.
No. No, it is not.
This would be going a lot better if she asked questions she didn't already know the answer to. Can't prevent the fidgeting at all, and Scorpion seems to notice. She stops pacing and leans back against the desk in front of me.
Oh, Stanley, don't be so nervous. You're not in trouble. That's why we're having this meeting in my office.
And where would we be having it if I were in trouble?
Somewhere where I could be more persuasive.
I don't know whether I should be intimidated or aroused. Both? I'm gonna go with both.
Oh, well, that sounds less fun.
Certainly for you, Stanley. But then again, I have a feeling that you have quite the pain threshold.
What makes you say that?
Deductive reasoning. You've been a henchman in the Bedlam organization for over 5 years with no
She's
promotions,
gonna punish
no
her.
arrests, and minimal injury leave. Barring promotion, the average henchman career is 8 months. Why do you think you've lasted so much longer?
My dashing good looks. I work smarter, not
Well,
harder.
you know, life's not a sprint. It's a marathon. And that means you've got to pace yourself.
I have no use for vague metaphors, Stanley. Be specific.
Damn, there goes my best bullshitting tactic.
Okay, what I mean is, the thing about being a henchman is, we're not really supposed to beat the superheroes, right?
It happens every now and then.
Yeah, but not often. And when it does, usually we've got some crazy advantage. You can kind of see it coming. A lot of guys don't get that, though. They're always trying to win. Me, I know my role. I know what I'm up against. So maybe sometimes when I'm lying on the ground, seeing stars, and I know that getting back up isn't going to do any good, I just stay down.
Some might call that laziness. Even weakness.
By some, do you mean you?
That depends on your reasoning.
I'd call it knowing my limits. I do what I can, and that's all I can do.
I squirm in my seat and avert my eyes. Shit, was that really the best I could come up with?
Interesting. That's more astute than you realize.
It is?
Only a fool fights a battle they cannot win. Yet that's what people are told to do. As if grinding yourself to dust trying to do the impossible is some noble and sacred pursuit. Some call it fighting spirit, others might call it grit. Whatever the name, though, it's a fantasy. Turning a defeat into a total
Madam
loss
Scorpion
for
and
honor's
Stan's
sake
side
is the
quest
height
after
of
dark.
folly.
Well, this is a visual novel, that means there's a lot of different endings.
Yeah, that's what I was going for. Just less eloquently.
Geez, she really slips into the all hope is dead thing quick. I bet her monologues are off the charts. Do assassins monologue? I mean, normal assassins wouldn't, but supervillains sort of have to. What did she do? Sneak up on someone, put a knife to their throat, and tell them how dreams are for losers? Seems awkward, but maybe that's why she became a business executive instead. Hell, it probably made for a good practice.
Whether you were going for it or stumbled into it face first doesn't matter. You've grasped the concept.
I guess. Stumbling just doesn't sound as cool.
That's true. Keeping up appearances is important too. But that's an advanced concept. One that I have already mastered, as you can see.
Not that she's wrong, but sometimes I wonder, does a supervillain get a huge ego after becoming a supervillain, or do people with huge egos just become supervillains more frequently than others? As I ponder that chicken or the egg paradox, Scorpion stands and once again begins stalking about the room. It's the egg, by the way. An apex predator, Kate, really has Scorpion pegged.
Here's the point, Stanley. And do keep this
Whoa,
in mind.
whoa, this is supposed to be a PG stream. Not, we don't talk about pegging here.
Everything about it, including you. And with that knowledge, you are the first henchman I chose to speak to. Not your supervisor or Bedlam's other acolytes. You.
And you kept me from getting flattened at that data center. Thanks again, by the way.
How is he gonna hang your clothes without pegs?
Yes, I
Good
did.
question, Dama.
As I said, I was
Ponder that while I
Which
try
will
to
give you
distract
some
everyone else from the fact that I just made a
however
pegging joke.
You see, Henchman is still in a closed beta, and that goes both ways. Not only are we
Yes,
selective
Ted,
of the
that's the joke.
organizations that can utilize the program, but the henchmen who can join it.
Someone clip that. Hey, you can do it yourself.
To succeed on Henchman, contractors need a certain mindset, a set of patterns and behaviors that will let them thrive and solidify the program's ecosystem. Based on the data, you may have that mindset, Stanley. But I can't know for sure without reviewing your performance in person. So let's return to that subject, shall we?
God,
In
we
fact,
could clip that,
let's
but
speak of
I
a
don't think there's
specific
like any way Boss Man would want that up on our socials.
2 days ago, you were part of an operation. Your squad was left in the rear guard. Do you recall what happened?
A very painful celebrity meet and greet.
Yes. Shining Nova is quite the famous superhero. And you two met face to face.
Lucky me, right? That makes you the second famous person I met this week.
Oh? I'm famous. That's news to me.
Ah, shit. Secretive assassin, right. In my big mouth. But hey, maybe I can spin this into a positive.
Tell me, what makes you think so?
Yeah, you're a renowned assassin.
I mean, you were the best assassin in the world for a while. That's a pretty big deal.
And how did you happen upon that information?
Ah, crap. Don't want to get Kate in trouble. Definitely fidgeting, but hopefully she'll chalk it up to nerves.
The internet?
Gotta get going here, but this is legitimately a great time, Jake. Kind of really want to get this game now. It's good, right? Like, it is really good. Like I kept saying, there's a reason why this won our our hidden gem of the year back in 2021. But yeah, Bruno, thank you so much for showing up, man. I appreciate it. I appreciate it so much. I'll catch you later, man.
Not possible. You could scrape and crawl across the web with any framework you could imagine and not find a single mention of me. Yet a henchman found me with basic search.
Have a good time, Jake. I'll catch you guys later. Alright, catch you later, man. See, for a moment, Scorpion studies me in silent frustration, like an archaeologist who's deciphering an ancient tome and finding nothing but long-lost knock-knock jokes.
But I suppose it doesn't matter how you know. My presence was bound to bring rumors. But back to the matter at
Yeah, it's
hand.
$7 on Steam. That ain't bad, yeah. That's $7 Australian, so it'd be a lot cheaper in a lot of other places. For Bruno, on the other hand, probably a bit more expensive. Brazilian currency is not doing well.
You were the final member of the rear guard to engage Shining Nova during that operation, and you did so alone, after your colleagues had all rushed in at once or fled.
When you put it like that, I sound pretty stupid.
You certainly didn't have the odds in your favor. In fact, we did an exact calculation of your chances of success in that scenario. They were 600,000 to 1.
And now I sound really stupid.
If your goal was to succeed. But you weren't trying to succeed, were you, Stanley? Not in the traditional sense. Why don't we review your moment-to-moment decisions during this encounter?
Oh no. Scorpion strides over to her desk and presses a few keys on the fancy-looking keyboard that's resting on it. In response, the equally fancy holographic display sitting next to it comes to life. The display morphs into a miniature recreation of the research lab we raided on Wednesday. It's really exact, too. Too exact to be a recreation. This had to be footage from somewhere. Once it's in place, Scorpion gestures to the footage.
So, Stanley, here you are. You were faced with an A-list superhero all by yourself. What did you do?
I look at the display. She has definitely watched it before. It's not like I'm going to tell her anything she doesn't already know. This has to be on purpose.
Well, I figured that if I didn't move, I was going to get blasted in the face, and everyone attacking at once had just failed pretty horribly. So I just kind of dove for cover.
That's sound reasoning. If unconventional for someone of your lowly rank.
Unconventional how? Seems like common sense.
Statistically, of course. Typical henchman reactions to a threat are to flail wildly in some pale imitation of attack or to flee in terror. Every now and then you may see a few try to avoid a specific attack, but it's rare for such an attempt to succeed. Based on the data, your actions and their outcome were somewhat remarkable.
I guess that makes sense when you think about it. Most of the heroes you meet have superhuman abilities, and most henchmen don't. So even avoiding a single blow is difficult.
So, does this mean I have some kind of enhanced reflexes or something?
Oh goodness no, Stanley. Just look at you.
Madam Scorpion advances the footage, and I see myself diving desperately for cover. I look a bit like a fish jumping out of the water. There's no real coordination, I just kind of flop around.
Yeah, I guess I see your point.
I should hope so. You land with all the grace of a bag of yams.
I think the expression is a sack of potatoes.
Does it matter? Are potatoes more graceful than yams?
No, I guess they basically have the same amount of grace, as in none whatsoever.
And yet, despite your starch-like reflexes, you managed to avoid Shining Nova's blast. Because, fortunately for you, you think faster than either a yam or a potato.
Yeah, thank goodness for that. That was remark about what a low bar that is when I suddenly remember the Potato Pope, a supervillain whose henchmen were literally semi-sentient potatoes. Alright.
Sadly, quick thinking is sometimes no match for raw power.
I've played this a few times, I never actually got that line. To illustrate the point, Madam Scorpion lets the footage play once more, showing Shining Nova blowing my makeshift cover to smithereens and slowly advancing on my position.
Trust me, you're talking to the man who knows. Like, intimately.
I should hope so. You ran headfirst into that fact, right? Here.
I grimace as I watch the hologram reenact both my futile attempt at offense and the swift, highly painful retribution that followed.
Ah, there's your potato impression again. Goodness, look at you fly.
Yeah, Shining Nova would probably qualify for the Olympics in the henchman toss.
And yet you still weren't unconscious. I'll say this for you, Stanley. You know how to take a punch.
It's a finely honed skill.
I'll bet. And a statistical rarity.
Really?
Really. By simply keeping yourself from passing out, you managed to delay Shining Nova for that much longer. And as it turns out, Lord Bedlam needed every second to complete his mission.
So hey, good job. You didn't pass out. That's a positive in this workspace.
That's part of your value, Stanley. Based on your DNA samples, you don't have any predisposition towards superhuman abilities. Yet you seem to be able to endure more punishment than your colleagues.
I guess I do. But hey, just out of curiosity, where exactly did you get those DNA samples?
That's a secret.
I guess I really don't want to know. I'd never given it much thought, but I suppose she's right. I do tend to be one of the last guys standing on a consistent basis. Too bad it's not a superpower. Then again, it would be a pretty lame power. What would they call me? Punching bag man? Human meat shield?
But let's get back to Wednesday's operation. If you look at the footage right here, you'll notice something interesting about where you landed. What might that be?
Even though I know what she's talking about, I'd look at the footage anyway.
I'm pretty close to a door, and the engineers that we took captive aren't far either.
Oh, so we just skip past the part where, like, I tried to smack not Iron Man in the dick.
Correct.
Alright.
Though you didn't realize that second bit so quickly.
I kind of wanted her to,
fact,
you know,
you
judge me for that.
This moment right here.
She advances the footage until hologram me turns his head in the direction of the hostages.
And then what precisely did you do with this newly acquired knowledge?
I threatened them. Sort of. I didn't exactly have a weapon or anything, so I just pretended my communicator was a bomb.
An excellent idea. But there was one problem with that plan. Your opponent.
Yeah, I guess someone with super sci-fi vision isn't going to confuse a walkie-talkie for a grenade.
No, they aren't. That said, I also don't imagine you would have any idea of knowing that at the time. Given your situation, you made the best possible move.
Oh, cool.
You made use of your environment and the weak-willed, faint-hearted tendencies of most superheroes. With a different opponent, you may have forced a standoff. Yet, even as it stands, you still caused a minor delay. See how Shining Nova abruptly halts? More importantly,
oh, I didn't mean to skip
you showed
that.
the kind of attitude needed to succeed in the Henchman program, Stanley. You saw the exposed throat of your enemy, and you pressed your blade against it.
Cool.
Well, I wouldn't say that exactly. It's not like I was using a real bomb. The hostages were never in actual danger.
But they didn't know that, did they? For a moment, their fear was real. Your power over them was real. Couldn't you feel it, Stanley? Didn't it taste delicious?
Maybe. I can't really say that I've tasted too many emotions. I mean, maybe pain, but I think that's more like...
Love how she's going on, like, you know, obvious villain trope, like, haha, pain and all that, yum yum. And I'm like, you okay, man? If you could taste emotions, though, what would they taste like? Would happiness be sweet or savory? Would anger be all hot and spicy? Would sadness be soggy bread?
You'll grow accustomed to it, I have no doubt. It's rather addicting, and as you're starting to discover, effective. Now then, I think we've seen enough of this, haven't we?
She finally turns off the hologram. Thank frickin' God. This is the first time I've watched myself get humiliated by a superhero. I have to say, I could live without the experience.
So, Stanley, after reviewing the footage, Would you say this is a normal operation for you?
No, definitely more exciting.
And after our review, would you say that you performed better or worse than your peers in this scenario?
Well, better, but...
And how were you compensated for this operation compared to normal? How about compared to your peers? I'll answer for you. The same on both counts. But that's how it works, isn't it? You're paid a salary, and that doesn't change when things are harder or your performance is better. No, you can't earn more without a review, like this one, and they don't come often. But dear Stanley, what if I told you that you can?
You mean hench can?
Exactly. I admit, I wasn't
Well,
entirely
time to be a
sold on the
villainous
technical
Uber
focus
driver.
tested it with a few slogans. But it really works, doesn't it?
I guess so? Where are you going with this?
I'm getting to that, Stanley. But first, why don't we turn this discussion inward? What drives you, Stanley?
What do you mean?
I mean that as a henchman for Lord Bedlam, who or what do you serve before all else?
Myself, really. Madam Scorpion's already proven that she's not particularly susceptible to bullshit, so I guess I may as well just be honest.
To tell the truth, I'm looking out for myself. Not that I won't do my job or anything, but at the end of the day, I've got to take care of things for me. That's just how it is.
I don't get an immediate response. Instead, Scorpion takes a moment to study me, as if looking me over for the first time. Jeez, her stare is unnerving.
Correct. Well said, Stanley.
I wasn't aware this was a question you could get right or wrong.
Of course it is. It's simply a matter of being honest with yourself. No matter what you had said, your actions would already have spoken for you. During your everyday tasks, you trend right inside the average by every available metric. You do not perform better or worse than any of your fellow henchmen. You are perfectly commonplace. But when you are personally at risk during operations, you are suddenly head and shoulders above the pack, despite having no powers or exceptional athletic background.
Yeah, I'm Yoshikage Kira, as like if he was just some random dude.
In other words,
Instead of,
Stanley,
a serial killer.
you are performing at the optimal level for your own self-interests. You have found exactly how to do your job and collect your paycheck with as little pain and effort as possible.
I've always found Kira to be like a really interesting character. Just like the idea of I'm a serial killer, but I have to do the most mundane things possible to make sure people don't suspect me of anything. Yeah, I do sports, always come third. I took up nail collecting as a hobby. Something as dumb and mundane as that. Just to make sure people don't suspect me of being a killer.
Yeah, I can't really deny it, but that's just how you treat a job, isn't it? You clock in, you do what you have to do, and you clock out.
I suppose many do. But this is something that extends well beyond one's occupation. Why should you try to perform any better when you have no incentive to do so? Should you throw yourself at superheroes based on the distant dream of a promotion? Of course not. No. You have learned that the optimal path forward within this system is to intentionally perform below your potential. So that's what you do. And make no mistake, you have potential, Stanley.
Oh, really? Thank you. Madam Scorpion pauses to examine me once again. This time she leans closer. I try and fail not to flinch.
All you need to bring it out is a system that rewards you appropriately. And this, Stanley, is what I have been getting at. Henchcan is that system. With Henchcan, you would be rewarded based on the work you do. If you accept more gigs or more difficult ones, then you earn more. If you perform better on a gig, you earn more. It's simple. Take Wednesday's operation, for example. You would have been paid better than your peers for that, and certainly better than your supervisor.
Better pay than Dave? Damn. She's uncomfortably close now. I can't lean further back without tipping my chair over. For whatever reason, I can't bring myself to break eye contact. You ever looked over the edge of a cliff and just had this weird urge to jump, even though you know it would kill you? Looking into Madame Scorpion's eyes is like looking down that cliff.
How would that make you feel?
Good, I guess. But, I work for Lord Bedlam.
And? He employs you, but should he own you? Your days could be his, and your nights.
She leans closer and places her hand on my shoulder. I feel myself go rigid.
Could be mine.
Wait, where's the button?
You mean henchcans, right? Your program?
Why, of course, Stanley. That's what we've been talking about this whole time. You're exactly the kind of candidate we need. You'd be just perfect for it.
Before my brain can reboot and offer a response, Scorpion removes her hand and turns back to her desk. Only now that she's let go do I realize how sore my shoulders feel.
And as it happens, I know of a gig tonight that would be an excellent trial run. You should sign up.
I'm gonna need more information first.
Sorry, but I need a little more information before I could commit to a program like that. I mean, you make a persuasive argument, but...
No further explanation necessary, Stanley. The only right decision is an informed one. What do you think is on all these screens?
She gestures to the screens that line the walls of her office, displaying a litany of maps, charts, and spreadsheets.
Information. Data. Without these things, on what grounds can someone make a decision? Intuition? Instinct? Why, that's no better than a dog. Though I think you'll find the gig itself to be quite enlightening. Think of it as a scouting mission of sorts.
That makes sense. I'll think about it.
And I'll have to think about how to handle tonight's S&S session. It's game night after all, and I already invited Kate. Which was, of course, after Dave invited himself. Shit, I still haven't given the rest of the party that news. Maybe the easiest way to avoid any kind of mess is to take this gig after all.
Very well. In the meantime, I suggest you download our Henchcan app. You'll find more detailed information there. You'll find a QR code on the bulletin boards in the break rooms or at the entrance of the cafeteria. Tonight's gig should be immediately available to you. Take a few hours to collect some more information and think it over. But not too long. You'd hate to disappoint me.
I'm sure I would.
Oh, no, that wasn't a question. You'd really hate it from the bottom of your heart. I'd make certain of it. Then, dear Stanley, you'd see where I have my other meetings.
You mean the ones where people are in trouble?
Precisely.
Uh-oh.
That is all, number 065. You are dismissed.
Right. Got it. Thanks.
By the time I've stood from my seat, Madame Scorpion is behind her desk, her attention turned to something else entirely. So I silently head for the door and step outside as quickly as I can, without seeming like I'm in a panic. Well, that's the goal. Not sure it worked. It's not until I've rounded the first corner that I finally let myself sigh in relief. Thank God that's over. I feel like I just went through an emotional spin cycle. Still, I didn't do so bad considering I was being interviewed by a possibly psychotic tyrant/tech mogul. Is that what dealing with a bona fide genuine article supervillain is like? You spend every second wondering if you're going to be eviscerated? Okay, not every second. Scorpion's a total smoke show and probably has, if you've got it, flaunt it engraved on a plaque somewhere. Can you blame me for taking my mind off my own murder for a moment? Then again, I'm pretty sure female scorpions kill their mates. So maybe that was also my murder. God damn, nature ruins everything. I take my time heading to my post for the day, and it's only when I get halfway there that I realize the craziest thing about that woman. Despite my fears of being dismembered, weirdly enough, it seems like we were speaking candidly towards the end there. I feel like that should mean something. I'm just not sure what. My first shift passes by quickly. Today my squad is working in the warehouse, which is like the opposite of guard duty. I'm less likely to be bored out of my mind, but my body can't stand putting in actual effort. Luckily, I don't think Dave knows how to read our inventory system, so I just need to look like I'm working hard. The key is to let him see me lift a few things early, and then stay out of sight as much as possible. All that time and energy I've put into avoiding work has given me quite the appetite, and by the time we head to the cafeteria, I'm absolutely stopped.
Ah, shit.
Oh, what's wrong, buddy?
Hey, Dave.
I forgot that Chef Antonio and I are at war. Metaphorically, I mean. Don't worry, it's not actual war.
Oh, good. I was about to say.
I know you were, Dave. Anyway, I think I'm just going to skip the line and get a table.
So, would that be a metaphorical retreat?
I prefer to think of it as guerrilla tactics. If he asks where I am, tell him I'm in medical.
Doing my best to avoid the all-seeing eye of Chef Antonio, I find an empty table and have a seat. I drum my fingers on the table and try to think of anything but the food everyone else is eating. Sadly, my stomach has other plans and it lets out a loud growl.
You filthy traitor.
That'll learn it. Show that organ who's boss.
Hey, Kate's back. Look up to see Kate take a seat across from me, tray in hand.
Damn right. You've got to keep them in line. Sometimes instead of doing cardio, I just berate my heart for an hour.
What do you mean, sometimes? Wouldn't that imply that you do cardio in the first place?
For your information, routinely fleeing colorfully attired walls of muscle is a wonderful fitness routine. It's like Pilates for masochists.
I feel like you don't know what Pilates are.
All I know is that they usually involve a gym and yoga pants, and I can't see myself inside either of those things.
Yeah.
Technically, you're not wrong, and yet you're definitely not right.
Kate eyes the empty space in front of me.
Still haven't made peace with the chef, huh?
Nope. This is grade A eternal nemesis level conflict. We're destined to battle until the end of time.
Yeah, well, I don't think that treacherous stomach of yours can last that long. Seriously, just have some of my...
Well, gosh, Stan, you didn't tell me you made a new friend.
Oh, Dave, no. Before Kate has had time to react, Dave has set his tray down at the table and extended a hand in greeting.
It's a real pleasure to meet you, miss. I'm Dave, squad supervisor.
Good to meet you.
Kate extends her hand and receives a firm shake in return. Once Dave lets go, she points to the name tag that's still on her uniform.
I'm Kate.
She's the rookie I guided around yesterday. Just happens that we have the same lunch block, so... Wait, are you still wearing that name tag?
Yeah. Is that a problem?
No, it's just that I don't think you have to anymore. That was a one-day thing.
I guess not, but I'm still new, so it's easier for people to learn my name this way.
Yeah, she's just being considerate, Stan. Gosh, you millennials have no manners.
Dude, you're a millennial, and I'm pretty sure I'm older than you. Oh god, I'm older than you.
It's this social media. That's what my papaw says. Everyone has to clap back, or back clap, or post little emojis as clapping.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna clap, do it to my face, you cowards. Am I right?
How dare you encourage this?
Encourage what? A blossoming friendship?
More like an unholy alliance. I think I was safer with Scorpion.
You met Madam Scorpion? When?
This morning. Stan had his big review. I made sure he was up extra early to prepare, though, so I'm sure he aced it.
Yeah,
right, buddy?
thanks, Dave.
Let's not get carried away. I survived.
Well, don't sell yourself short, because that's not always the case. Believe me. So, now that you've seen her face to face, what do you think?
She's scary. Hot, but scary. That I might be murdered
And
soon.
I better finish off that will I've been putting off writing. Any interest in a TV stand that's actually a cardboard box? Mine might be free soon. You know, after Scorpion murders me.
Why? You didn't piss her off, did you?
No, she just gives off this sense of impending dread is all. Even when she's talking about something completely normal, I feel like some horrible act of violence could happen any second.
Yeah, that sounds like Madam Scorpion.
Well, if something like that were to happen, surely you'd have done something to instigate it, Stan. She's our superior now, after all.
What does that have to do with it? Just because she's your pseudo-boss now doesn't mean everything she does is deserved.
Sure it does. If I ever have to punish a member of my squad, it's only because they deserve it. That's just how it is.
But that's assuming...
You're right, Dave. No supervillain would ever punish or execute their subordinates without them really deserving it. That's why they're supervillains.
I just love how trusting Dave is.
Exactly. Great explanation, Stan.
I love
Gosh,
him. He's
I might
an
have to
an
mark that
idiot,
down in your report.
but he's an adorable idiot. Kate opens her mouth to argue further, but thinks better of it. Instead, she furrows her brow and stares off into space for a moment, lost in thought. I'm a little surprised she spoke like that about Scorpion, but then she didn't strike me as having much zealotry. She's a lot more practical about this job than someone like Dave, probably why we already get along.
Look, just be careful around her. I'm serious about what I said. Not everyone that walks into a room with Madam Scorpion walks back out. That sort of thing might be part of her former occupation, but old habits die hard. And you'll die easily.
My old habits die hard too. And sometimes I think I'm back on the farm. Today in the warehouse I called the crates hay bales by accident, and this other time I thought someone's pet parakeet was a chicken.
Thank you, Dave.
So what, you tried to take its eggs or something?
No, my sister collected the eggs. My job was to butcher the ones we ate.
Oh, fun!
That sounds pleasant. Hey, wait a second!
Oh my god, you didn't!
Well, it looks like we finally solved the mystery of what happened to Lord Birdlam.
Not Lord Birdlam, no!
It was an accident! It was just old habits, like you said!
I think that crosses the line from habit to disorder. Although, now that I think about it, that's a pretty good example for this situation.
Oh, you're welcome, Kate.
Rest in peace,
Just
Lord
a little
Birdlam.
squad supervisor nugget of wisdom for you. I've got loads of them.
I bet you do. So, basically, Stan, be careful around Madam Scorpion, or you could end up like Lord Birdlam.
Delicious?
Dead, Stan. Very dead. But luckily, the most dangerous thing
But also
that you'll encounter
delicious.
tonight are some bad dice rolls, right?
True, though they'll be more dangerous for everyone else since... Wait, does this mean you're playing?
It may, if your party has room for a paladin. You said they needed a tank, right?
Yeah, that's perfect. Just a normal paladin, though? Anytime someone plays a paladin around here, they're usually a dark paladin instead. Because, you know.
Oh, right. I mean, of course it's a dark paladin. I just figured that was obvious. Wasn't that obvious?
Neat! You invited Kate to our SNS game too! That's great! It'll be a great chance to do some team building.
You're playing too. Stan didn't tell me that. What class are you gonna be?
I'm a cleric, so I'll be the team's magical doctor supervisor.
Remember, Dave, I said being a cleric is like being a supervisor. I didn't say that being a cleric is being a supervisor.
What's the difference?
It's like, what if that stuff on your plate was like food, but wasn't food? Could you still eat it?
Sure. I don't see why not.
God damn it, Dave.
Yeah, Stan, why not? If it looks like a duck and quacks like a duck, then it's a magical doctor supervisor, isn't it?
I shoot Kate a grimace and get a sly grin in return. She knows exactly what she's doing here. This session's gonna be a wild ride, I can tell you that. Kate and Dave continue to discuss plans for tonight's session, but I tune it out. I've forgotten something important. Oh shit, the gig. I've got so into all this talk about spells and swords that I forgot all about it.
So, not to change topics or to kill anyone's enthusiasm, but I may have gotten ahead of myself about tonight's session.
What's wrong? Is a dark paladin not villainous enough? Do I need to be a demon paladin or something?
No, there's definitely enough villainy. It's just that something else happened in that review. The thing is, Madam Scorpion asked me to sign up for a henchman gig. Tonight.
Wow, that's great, Stan! As your squad supervisor, I'm proud of the recognition you're getting for your hard work, and the recognition your squad and squad leadership will also get for helping you work
Shut up, Dave.
Sure. Thanks, man.
I looked to Kate, not sure what reaction I should be expecting. Disappointment, maybe? Reality is more along the lines of pensive silence and a hint of concern.
Did she say what the job was?
No. There's a few more details in the app. Here.
I pull out my phone, open the Henchcan app, and hand it to her. She won't find much more information there, just a general description of the job, the pay, the time, and various ratings for different parts of the job. Things like general difficulty level, expectations regarding the use of lethal force, civilian presence, and the possibility of superhero intervention are all given different ratings out of 5 stars. No location is given. Meeting coordinates are sent through a separate encrypted message shortly before the job, if you decide to accept. More information would be nice, but I can't say I expected much more. Kate frowns as she scrolls through the data and hands me back my phone.
Seems like a good payday. Could be risky, though. This is an entry level from the looks of it.
That's the idea, I think. It's meant to be some kind of test.
That's a tough call. On the one hand, this is Madame Scorpion, and she's not used to being refused. On the other hand, if it's meant to be a test, then it will definitely be dangerous. Plus, you'd totally be missing out on our awesome Spells and Swords adventure.
I know. That's a real shame.
So, if I were you, I'd take some time to think about it. I won't blame you either way, but if you had to decide right now, which one would you pick?
Right. Before I do that, what I want to do, there's the save. Hey, it's my old saves. Old saves from when I tested. Not tested, reviewed. Oh boy, let's save it. Good old save slot 3. There we go. Oh boy, so, what I'm gonna do, I may play this again. We may make this, like, the main thing for a bit. Just a full playthrough of this. So, I want to leave this off at a big decision, so, you know, for next time. So, yeah. Next time, tell us on, you know, either here on Twitch or, you know, in the YouTube comments if you're watching this on, you know, the Switchaboo Live YouTube channel. Tell me what you want. Should I take the side gig or go to game night? I think I already know the answer. Oh. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining me for, God, I've nearly forgot the name of the game. Henchman Story. Like I said, I love this game. I really do. It is not one of, like, it's one of those genres that I don't really play a lot of, but, like, I did thoroughly enjoy this. Like I said, I did review this back in the day, so if you go to switchaboo.com, you can find my review of the game over there. That was kind of early, I would say, in my career doing reviews for Switchaboo, so it's not as good as a lot of my other reviews, I will say, but you know, still pretty good. Still pretty good. Yeah, back in 2021, back in my first year working at this place. So anyway, other than that, socials, they have been playing in the bottom left hand corner this whole time, so you know that's where you want to go if you want to check out our YouTube, well, both of our YouTube channels, because we have multiple of them. You know, our Facebook, Twitter, you know, all of that. We do have a TikTok as well. I actually don't know what our TikTok thing is because I don't use TikTok, because, you know, because I'm an old man and I don't want China to be like reading my phone. So yeah, that's the thing. Let's see, what else are we doing? Right. We also, yeah, on over at the main YouTube channel, we do have new content coming that is in the same style of like the last thing that we did, which was the what was it? It's the Nintendo. No, wait, nope. I nearly spoiled what we were doing now. Oops, nearly spoiled the video that we're currently doing now. The last one we did was how Pokemon almost never got made. So if you want to find out what that was like, yeah, go check out the Switchaboo YouTube channel. That's not Switchaboo Live. It's specifically Switchaboo. We really need to, you know, settle. we really need to fix like the social thing with that. Anyway, other than that, if you want more of my stuff, you can go check out Chexic15 over here on Twitch, also on YouTube and all that. That's where I keep like my old streams and all that for people that miss them. This week I will be streaming more Persona 3 Portable, Like a Dragon Ishin, and what was the other thing? Right, Fire Emblem Engage. That's something I really should be streaming here because, you know, it's a Nintendo game. I really should be doing that. But yeah, that is what I'm currently doing this week. Is there anything else? that I need, because I always feel like I forget something that I need to show. Oh, right. One thing I gotta talk about, because I don't think I actually talked about this last time as well, but the game I'm in, the video game that I'm in, that, you know, Bossman Alex also helped work on with like more of the back end stuff, Project Nightlight, that is out. That game is actually out and available to be played. So that is a thing. Go check out Project Nightlight over on Steam. It is a VR game, so you know you're gonna need your own VR headset, and that's why it's only on Steam. One of these days we might get it to consoles. Maybe, just maybe. So yeah, if anyone actually, you know, plays that, please tell me how you think. Tell me how good and or bad my voice acting is, because Wait, so Dr. Che gets Switchaboo confirmed? Shh, we don't talk about it. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining me. Next week, if I don't get a code or for anything, or like don't think of another thing to play, we'll probably play more of this. Because, yeah, this has been a lot of fun, and, you know, just seeing people's reactions to, like, just how well written this game is has been really fun. It really has. So, guys, thank you so much for joining me, and I hope to see you guys next week for most likely, more Henchman Story. Ciao.